Welcome to part 4 of DEEDLIT in Wonderland. GameSoup plays. My name's Joe, and Ed is the one on the controller right now.
Realized, this is a bug too. You can attack with this thing when you're in the air.
Yeah,
but it still only does 5 damage.
Right.
Even though it has 53 attack. Oh wait, am I stupid?
Have it equip.
Oh, I didn't. Wait, the rapier is a thrust, but in the air. Wait, what just happened? Did you?
What weapon did you have equipped? What weapon did you have equipped before then?
I thought I had the heritage.
Yeah, you had something third. You had a third thing equipped, but you only have 2 weapons in this current scenario.
I think that was the zebra. Let's try again. I think we just found another bug.
Go back to the save point. All right, we're starting the episode off with a bug in DEEDLIT in Wonderland.
Yeah, look, that's the zebra.
Why do you have the zebra equipped?
We didn't have that equipped
We don't have that. No, that was from early in the game. You get this weapon. Now you have the rapier. Okay, go back now. See if you have the.
Huh.
The zebra's better than the rapier here in this.
For sure.
In this situation.
The rapier is the default weapon.
So, yeah, keep moving. I mean, all right, I would say just get yourself killed here. Get yourself killed.
Yeah.
This is actually a really interesting way to begin the episode.
Yeah.
This is not what we were going to talk about, but this is quite interesting. So you're just going to have the zebra. You just come out of here, you've got zebra.
Yeah, but it's the same damage as the rapier. So.
It does the same damage, just has a better arc to it for this.
I wonder why it chooses that weapon, because
that is really odd.
Any other weapon. Okay, there we go. I just want to run past it because we can't actually kill anything. You know, that's the point of this flashback, is to make you feel helpless, right?
Yeah.
Because you have no weapons, you really can't kill these guys.
You don't have your salamander even.
You got nothing.
You don't have salamander or sylph or double jump.
Okay. Come on.
I think you might just have to kill this one. Oh, you can run under.
You can't kill any of these boys. These boys are unkillable. All right, here we go. Parn and everyone. You have to wait till they disappear.
Goodbye, Gimli.
What's going on? Something is wrong. Oh, he doesn't disappear.
Parn doesn't disappear. What this priest does. And
this guy.
We call him a rogue. He disappears.
Oh, my head hurts.
Well, yeah, you just absorbed 4 guys.
Yeah, I did, right? Hello? My head. That was a useful, needed, and well-explained flashback.
I thought it was well worth the wait between the last 2 days since we released episode 3 of DEEDLIT in Wonderland.
What was that? Just a dream? So, let's reveal that thing, Joe.
It's cool colors.
Joe's under the impression that I've completed this game. He's wrong.
Oh. Is that what you were going to reveal?
Yeah, I've never beaten the final boss. And I am afraid for the task we have ahead of us.
Oh. So you waited until now to tell me?
Yeah, at a certain point, it became a Mrs. Doubtfire situation.
Where you just had to keep the lie going to your partner that you didn't actually beat the game that you promised him that you beat, and that that was one of our rules for doing an LP of a game, is that it was something that we could beat?
It was, yeah. You're right. Everything you just said was correct.
Okay. And also that you're... Wait.
What?
You're a woman dressed as a man?
Well, not that part.
Okay.
Not that part.
Okay, so that part of Mrs. Doubtfire isn't true. So you didn't trick me since your age of 3.
Right.
You didn't trick me into thinking that you were a woman since the age of 3.
Right. I did once at the age of 3.
But you did one time when you were 3. You did trick me. You said, my name's Mrs. You know, we used to watch You used to watch Mrs. Doubtfire again and again and again.
I actually don't like it. I think it's a bad film, and I don't enjoy watching it. I actually don't enjoy watching it.
I remember you just had that on at your house all the time.
Why?
You and your sister would just put on Mrs. Doubtfire again and again. That tape.
I wouldn't watch it right now. I wouldn't watch it ever. I think Robin Williams is great in what he does, but I don't think it's a good movie, and I don't like it.
And the only reason I really know that movie very, very much is because you used to always have it on.
Really?
Yeah.
That's news to me.
Did you ever watch Nightmare Before Christmas at my house?
Yeah.
You did?
Yep.
Okay. Because that was kind of my movie. When I was a kid, I've seen Nightmare Before Christmas more than any other movie. Because you know when you're a kid and you just watch a movie over and over and over again? Like there's just certain movies that that was the one. That was my movie. I've probably seen Nightmare Before Christmas about 40 times. And you don't do that when you're an adult. You maybe watch a movie once, maybe twice when you're an adult, usually. If you really liked it, you'll watch it twice. But especially in 2021, who's watching a movie that many times? Who's watching a movie more than once? For the most part, nobody watches even the Marvel movies, the Marvel superheroes movies, the Avengers. People aren't watching those movies more than once.
No. What did I start watching? I started watching Ant-Man.
Ant-Man was all right. The first Ant-Man movie with the Wasp and like he goes back in time. No, I don't think he goes back in time with that one. But he's not named Hank Pym. Hank Pym is the old Ant-Man, and the new Ant-Man is, I don't know, what's the name of the actor? I can never remember.
Rudd.
Yeah, that guy. He's pretty good as Ant-Man.
Oh.
There's a lot of these Marvel characters that I look at them and I'm like, they're not really the guy. They're not really perfect for the role, but you know, they're passable. One example would be a guy who's perfect for the role, obviously Iron Man, right? You really couldn't do any better than Robert Downey Jr. for Iron Man.
Robert De Niro.
No, I would say Robert Downey Jr. is. I can't imagine anybody better than him.
Oh, Danny DeVito. You mean
Blade?
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes is Blade.
I think
nobody could do Blade better than Wesley Snipes.
Here's the thing, though. Do you only think that because you've only seen him portray that role?
No, because the guy who does the Hulk, his name is Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. I do know him. Yeah.
I could see another guy doing the Hulk.
Oh, really?
I could easily see another guy doing the Hulk. A guy who's, I would say, is either in between or more leaning towards a guy that I would say should be playing the role. Who's the really handsome guy that plays Thor? I know his name. Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth. Yep.
Yeah, Hemsworth. He's pretty good for the role of Thor. Is he the best for the role of Thor? Actually, probably. But I'm trying to think of... There might be somebody else that could do that.
Okay, this is bad. This is also bad. It's
like a lot of the characters in those movies. I think they really got the best guy for the role. But
it's a chest imitator.
Some of them could be either way. Like think about Doctor Strange. They got Sherlock to play Doctor Strange, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's pretty good as Doctor Strange, but I could see another guy probably doing just as good a job as Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. is the perfect Iron Man. You're not going to beat him for Iron Man. They got the right guy for Iron Man. There's really no way to beat him. There's nobody else who could do it.
I don't know.
As good as him.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right. So it's how many? It's 7 minutes into the episode.
Okay.
I'm going to lead with what I wanted to lead the episode with originally. Is it just me, or is GameSoup getting cozy? GameSoup getting real cozy around here.
What do you mean?
And what do I mean by cozy? That's what I was hoping you would ask.
I never heard of cozy before.
There's not that many of us here. It's just us at this point, right? It's just us and the insiders of GameSoup. If you're watching 7 minutes into episode 4 of DEEDLIT in Wonderland, played by GameSoup, it's cozy. You're in the cozy part of GameSoup.
Oh.
It's getting real cozy in here. You know what I'm saying?
I think I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. So when we started GameSoup, right, it was the nobody's watching this phase. The next phase was the cozy phase.
It's still in that phase, yeah.
As I would say, the cozy phase, right? It's when the episodes are getting, maybe 100 to a few hundred views. It's not that nobody's watching this, but a few of you guys are watching this. You're enjoying it. We're enjoying it. There's not really very much pressure on us to put on a great show, and thereby we're probably putting on a better show.
I agree.
Because there's not much pressure here. It's just fun. It's just us having fun with the guys that are watching us, the viewers. The few of you that there are, we appreciate you. Not to say that that's nothing, but we appreciate you being here.
Oh.
And after the original cozy phase, we got to the I would say maybe the crowded phase. That's not really the best word for it. But the phase where there was a lot of guys watching this. There was a certain phase where we had put out a bunch of the long form videos, and we were just getting a lot of viewers, and a lot of people were coming on and watching us play the LPs, right? We were getting a lot of views even on LPs. Like every episode we were getting 1,000 views, right? Even if it was just the middle of an LP episode. There was a point in, I would say it was like 2016, 2017, somewhere in there, where GS reached its peak. And I didn't realize that channels don't just keep growing back then. But that's not how it works at all. By definition, there's always going to be an attrition, a decay, I should say, in a channel. as time goes on, it's always dwindling because people are just going to be falling off. They don't watch the same channels that they used to. I'm subscribed to probably 300 channels on YouTube. Do you know how many of them I still watch on a regular basis?
Like 3?
Zero.
Actual zero. Okay.
Actual zero, yeah. On a regular basis. I'll go back to them once in a while, check in, see what they're up to, and I'm sure there's some of you guys that are maybe watching this right now that are just checking in on us.
Mm-hmm.
That happens, but regular viewers, that's what's really going to keep your channel up. And the ones that were watching during that phase, during that what I call the crowded phase, where we're getting 1,000 views for a video, they were there, but they weren't really invested or anything. And actually, I probably shouldn't say no. Actually, as far as YouTube channels go, there's pretty much zero actually that I still like watch on a regular basis.
Yeah,
I'm subscribed to.
I'm subscribed to it. At least 100, probably closer to 200, like you said. And the ones that I watch on a regular basis they're none of them. I don't watch any of them.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, they were interesting at one point in my life. Oh, this room. This might not be the same room that I'm thinking of. Some of these rooms are pure. I don't want to say something insensitive.
Shit. They're pure shit.
Well, some of them remind me of certain diseases such as HIV and AIDS.
Oh no.
But I feel like it's really inappropriate to say a room is cancer or a room is AIDS, because some people actually have those conditions and I don't, and I'm very lucky at this point in my life because I'm sure to get it very soon. I imagine we're past the point in our lives where prostate cancer is a real threat to us, and any kind of cancer is a real threat to us. So at this point in my life, I'm lucky to say I don't have cancer, but it's going to happen. So I feel like it's not fair to say, oh, this room is cancer. That's not a very nice thing to say. You know what I mean?
That's kind of an interesting point.
People struggle with that in real life. It's not nice to pretend that something is as bad as cancer.
Yeah, I'm gonna defend anyone's right to talk about.
I'm not saying you can't do it.
Yeah, okay.
I just
we're on the same
personally.
page. We're on the same page. I'm glad we're on the same page on that. I think that anyone should be able to talk about or should be able to make jokes about anything that they want and be able to say awful things such as comparing a video game or a deck in a collectible card game
to
the disease of cancer.
A cancer deck.
Well, yeah, Hunter, Face Hunter in Hearthstone.
Yeah.
However, I'm gonna show you my belly here. I am gonna reveal to you a topic that offends me.
Oh.
Specifically. When I hear someone talk about, people will talk about offensive things. They'll say terrible things, and maybe they want to shut you down for saying these terrible things that offend them. They trigger them. They use the word trigger all the time now. And the thing that does that to me, don't put it in the comments. Don't talk about it in the comments. You can, I guess, but I prefer that you don't. I don't like when people compare things to cancer and use cancer as a joke.
There you go. That's what we were just talking about. That's exactly what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
Someone very close to me, I'm just going to say it. My mother perished of cancer. It was years ago now. Mm-hmm. Almost a decade ago now. Mm-hmm. She was not old enough to die. She didn't even get to be an old lady. She died of cancer. And it hits home to me. And it upsets me when people can compare things to cancer, even as a joke.
And I'm sure you've seen that, right?
I've seen it plenty of times, and it upsets me. Yeah,
sure, it should.
It does, but I'm not gonna. I would never try to shut down somebody's ability to joke about anything that they want. Despite that, you've got a good eye.
Oh, this guy. I am Belled.
I am Belled. What's your name? I'll be Belled.
I am DEEDLIT. I am DEEDLIT.
Wow, she was very revealing very quickly.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, but I don't have time for formalities. Emperor, wait.
How does she know he was an emperor?
He
just introduced himself. Emperor. Nice.
Nice.
If that's what Lodos wants, I'll take that position.
Okay.
How about it? Want to lend me a hand?
No, you're not the one to whom I...
You don't like this line? You think that it's really stilted? And basically just like an auto-translate?
Has anyone ever spoken these words in this order? You're not the one to whom I can entrust my safety.
All right. But the man you love, he's dead, right? Nothing in this world lasts forever. Love, dreams, all of it dies when cut by my blade.
Neither love nor dreams can be cut by a sword.
Love lies in one's heart. Dreams lie in one's soul. So, if one were to be cut down, everything within them ends. The same is true for me. If I die, all of me ends there.
No, Beld. Even if you were to die, your love, your dreams, they are not simply extinguished.
Ha. You're really funny. If my story is to be told, I shall be told by this sword.
All right, then. Here we go.
All right, keep using Will-O-the-Wisp.
Yep. It's OP. I mean that's a thing. I've seen it many times in my life. People will say, "Oh, this thing is AIDS." You know, this thing is cancer. And
yeah, I don't really get offended by the AIDS one because I don't know anybody. I've never known anybody that has it. You know, it doesn't really hit home. But yeah, I could see it being offensive. But the thing is, you can't just have your one thing that offends you. There's probably there might be a couple other things that I find to be distasteful when people say them, and I get offended by them, right? Everybody, I don't, you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that doesn't get offended by something, right?
Yeah.
But still, you can't talk about anything if you limit what people can say, you limit what people can joke about, then you can't say anything at all because something's gonna offend everybody.
Yeah, it's a duality, for sure. Yeah. Like, even knowing those things... We
don't have any health potions, do we?
The last thing you want to do is try to encroach on somebody else's ability to joke about those things.
So if you know that... Like if you're specifically speaking to somebody that you know is offended by a specific topic or a specific kind of joke, then if you respect that person, you probably won't joke about that around them.
Yeah, I would hope so.
If you know them well enough. But if you don't know, I say push the boundaries to the edge and over the edge. For the sake of comedy, for the sake of laughter. Really, that's one of the best things in life is the surprise of laughter and saying something really offensive that another person just is not expecting. I think that's really fucking fun. So, do it. But if they tell you that it's terrible for them to hear it, then it's respectful to not talk about it.
Always getting down.
From then on, you have the freedom to do that, and you have the freedom to not associate with that person anymore if they continually say things that make you feel terrible.
He's done it, Joe. Your cat Leon has gotten down from the fridge.
Yeah, he's down. Hey, they're playing again. Not really. They're kind of just wandering around. Ed's cat Henry and Joe's cat Leon seem to be getting along. Henry lived with us at my house for about a week. Many months ago, maybe half a year ago. And they did fine together. They actually played together quite a lot. Now they're kind of tolerating each other. They're not fighting.
I want them to be friends,
so that's good.
I thought they would be friends by this point.
Yeah, they might be. Well, Henry's going to be staying with Joe fairly soon. And we can say this because by the time this airs, Ed is going to be back home again. But Ed's going to be going away for a short vacation.
It's a vacation that I would never choose. And it's something that Joe and I believe we both are in agreement on this. I think it's the most boring thing you could possibly do. Which is a vacation to a colonial old-time town.
Yeah, Ed's going with his family.
Yeah, and in fact, I remember the last time, Joe, that we went on a trip together. I think it was us together. It might have been with your parents' in-laws, your in-laws. We went to a place, and this is when I had my first Android phone, because I made that video about my new Android. And I had this. It was like a piece of plastic, right? But it went over top of the keyboard on my Android phone. And it was a controller. And it had like buttons and a D-pad. And I remember being on this great historic vacation. And all I wanted to do was play Golden Sun on my DS. So I played DS, or Game Boy, during this great trip to a colonial, historic Williams... Oh, I almost said it. Historical... Oh, I'm dead again. I don't think it was Williamsburg, though. And I do kind of regret that, though, because we saw some really interesting things from, like, the 1800s, But I didn't care. All I cared about was Golden Sun.
Ed, let's level with everybody here. Mm-hmm. Let's level with each other. There's nothing interesting from the 1800s.
Okay, you're right. None of that is interesting to me, at least.
Let's talk about Abraham Lincoln.
He got shot.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
I'm sure there's something more interesting than that, right? Like, he did free the slaves with the Emancipation Proclamation.
Well, that's what they say.
You disagree?
So here's another good comment that we got recently on our A Wild Game Appears Akane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, remember the game Akane?
Holy no.
plus 837 kill run. We had a special run that we showed at the end of that episode where Joe got 837 kills in a game called Akane, which is that's quite an accomplishment in that game. So that was a fun episode, though. I played a lot of that game. We went pretty deep into the analysis of that game. It's an arcade style game. Yeah, check that one out. Actually, if you haven't seen the episode, A Wild Game Appears, Akane by GameSoup. Check that one out. Maybe after this episode, just pull it up in another tab and watch it after this.
I forgot that existed until you mentioned that.
Yeah, I forgot it existed until this guy made a comment. And his name is Eri Sosa Chavez, and Chavez. And his picture is of him holding a camera sideways and winking with his eye. You know, that kind of a shot. Very cute little photo there for his avatar. And his comment said, "Nice game!" Exclamation point.
All right, sure.
I'm not sure if this is a scam comment, if this is a spam comment. You know, like, so there's a lot of spam comments where they'll have an attractive Asian woman as the avatar, and they'll say, "Hi, nice video."
Sure.
We get a lot of those on GameSoup.
We do?
I don't know. We do get a lot of them. They don't make it on the channel a lot of the time because they go to the spam folder, and I never check the spam folder.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, almost every video gets at least one of those.
And they always include a link to their own page, which is like a porn page or something.
Maybe. Right? I guess they have links sometimes. I don't know. I always click them if they do.
Why would you do such a thing?
No, I don't. My computer's filled with spyware.
Oh. I wonder why. Speaking of which, hey Joe, actually you know this already. I'm getting my new computer soon.
Yeah, it's probably going to get here while Ed is away, so Joe is going to have to come by when it gets here and pull it into Ed's apartment.
You know what it's like, though, to have a computer that sucks? Well, it's like this, really. This computer sucks.
Yeah, we're getting a new computer. It is going to render really fast.
I am so
Although you might
excited.
just use the old computer to render still, right?
Yeah, but at least I won't have to think about it.
Yeah.
And it won't take
you just put
resources,
it on the side, right?
It's, I just keep doing this. I just keep walking into that attack.
Yeah, Ed and I are buying computers. We've been doing research on computers. I decided to... I can tell the story now.
Yeah.
I was going to buy the Concept D7 easel. It's an expensive laptop. It's really nice, though, and I plan on using it for about 10 years. I just want to get a really nice laptop for my main computer. I've had the same computer for about 10 years. It was a pretty close to top of the line computer when I got it before. I just want to get this one, but I ordered the fucking wrong one. I ordered the Concept D7 Pro instead of the Concept D7
and
easel.
Doesn't it sound like the Pro should
because
be even
better? I wanted a PC that you could write on with the...
right.
It has a... like a tablet screen with Wacom technology. That's pretty rare to find, actually, in a tablet PC. Usually they just have touchscreen technology, and their Windows something, I forget what the technology is called, but it's not as good as Wacom. It's not necessarily really for drawing. It's more for note-taking and touchscreen functions. So that's the reason why I chose this Acer laptop called the Concept D7. And I ordered the Pro, though, which does not have the touchscreen functionality, so you can't draw on the screen. And yeah, I'm an artist, so that's what I wanted for my PC. And I ordered the wrong one by mistake on Amazon, so I had to return it. I got the Pro.
Shit.
So it was pretty annoying.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And yeah, so also there's a silicon shortage, as Ed has told me, and it's difficult to get PC parts. So that also means it's difficult to get PCs right now.
Right.
Ed's been waiting for
9 weeks.
Yeah, 9 weeks for his PC. It should be getting here pretty soon. They promised him it would be done in 6 to 8 weeks. What's the name of the company?
Artesian Builds.
Artesian Builds. Yeah, and they sponsor Lobos Jr.
Yeah, and a bunch of other people. And to be fair, in the end, my experience with them has been positive, except for just that one thing.
Yeah, they took too long.
But it's understandable because there is a shortage, and they probably couldn't even get 3080s. They probably could not even get them. So as much as I want to complain, I feel like it's probably not my place to complain. They tried, and they were only 1 week late.
Yeah, you can give them the benefit of the doubt, but I kind of think that they were kind of shitting you the way that they responded to your email inquiring as to when your PC was going to arrive.
I guess, yeah, but I also would rather attribute that to one person than I would to a company, because we're a company for all intents and purposes. We're a company, and if I were to say something that didn't accurately reflect what our intentions were as a company, then I feel like that wouldn't be fair to the company to do.
Right. So the guy that did that, the guy that responded to the email, the customer service guy, did a disservice to his own company.
Sure, but everyone does that. We do it all the time, just by talking. Just by existing, we're doing our disservice to ourselves, you know? Because we talk about dumb things. Oh, this is actually a hard fight.
You need to heal. You need to heal. I think you just need to get some fucking healing potions.
I'm actually just not this bad at video games.
I think you're trying to talk too much. I think you're trying to have too much of a conversation with me.
I'm going to focus. I'm going to focus.
Here's what we need to do.
Don't talk to me ever again.
Okay.
Or my son.
You need to either get some healing items.
No, don't talk to me or my son ever again.
You just need to let me carry the conversation here.
Goodbye.
You just need to let me talk about something.
Goodbye.
All right. So, as I was talking about, the Game Soup Cozy, right? The channel got crowded at one point where we were getting thousands of views, over 1,000 views, sometimes thousands of views per video on the channel because there were just so many new subscribers coming in 2016, 2017. It was a great time for Game Soup, and I really, I was hoping and I thought that the growth was going to continue. We seemed to be in YouTube's favor at the time, and we were even featured as a creator. This was actually, I think in 2018, a little bit later, we were featured as the Creator of the Week, the Independent Gaming Creator of the Week, I think, and we got a ton of new subs and a ton of new viewers actually from that. But anyway, after that, really, it became what I call the dwindling phase of the channel. And this happens to almost every YouTube channel. You just don't notice it, that they just go through a phase of falling in viewers and views, and that's just kind of the path of any project, any property or project over time, is that it just decays unless it's continually pumped up and has new viewers, new fans, whatever you want to call them. I don't like to say fans, but the new viewers coming in at all times. If you don't have new viewers to replace the old viewers, it's just going to happen like that, and it just dwindles. And now we're back to Cozy, which I actually really like. I actually kind of like that. I kind of like the spot where we're at right now, where we're not getting that many views, and it's just a few of you guys. It's just us. It's just the insiders, and we're just having fun, playing some classic games, playing some indie games. We're just having fun, you know. It's not about profit. Not that it ever was. There's not really any pressure to impress anybody because there's not thousands of you watching. I've just been having a lot of fun with it, and it feels cozy, like the old days. And I gotta say, my favorite time to record Game Soup is the winter time in the U.S. I like it when it's cold out. I come over to Ed's place, which is unfortunate because we basically missed the entire winter this year.
I'm okay with that because winter is lame and well.
Overall, I guess as a season, it's kind of lame. But
yeah.
I just like recording Game Soup. It feels cozy to just sit inside and fucking record some video games while it's cold outside. I've always liked it. I remember, I harken back to our Binding of Isaac days. We used to play Binding of Isaac on GS. Binding of Isaac Repentance fairly recently came out. We were thinking about covering that on the channel. If you guys would like to see us play that, leave it in the comments below.
Bro, what?
But it's been out for a while by the time this has come out.
He's touching my butt.
We were actually debating on whether or not to play that and put that episode out first before we release this LP, but we decided to just do the LP. To do the LP of DEEDLIT before we went ahead and did ye old Binding of Isaac Repentance.
He touched my butt. You see this? You see he touched my butt.
I see it, yeah.
I'm just trying to heal. He touched my butt the whole time I'm trying to heal like this. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I find
you don't get anything back from doing Will-O-the-Wisp. You don't get any healing. You're almost up there though on
I know. I find
the
it
salamander level.
I know that I can evade most of his attacks. So it's not really. It's not.
Don't worry. Don't talk about it. Just focus on doing it.
All right. I'm just gonna shut. I'm gonna shut my butt. I'm gonna shut my butt. Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna shut my butt.
Now, speaking of channels that keep growing and are really successful, Angry Video Game Nerd. I rewatched every episode of Angry Video Game Nerd.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And
it's a fun series, man. It's fun. Angry Video Game Nerd. Now, yeah, he does similar gags over and over again. It's basically just, yelling at the game, toilet humor, pointing out how terrible the game is, and then at the end he destroys the cartridge.
Sure, that's his. Oh,
that's kind of the formula. But there's something just. Oh, he was almost fucking dead. There's something just familiar about Angry Nintendo Nerd. Angry Video Game Nerd, as they call him now, for you new school guys from the last decade.
he was the Angry Nintendo Nerd for like a year, right?
Yeah, about a year, yeah.
And
then he realized that this could possibly be successful and that he should probably not limit himself to
Yeah.
only NES games. Although he probably still plays about 40% NES games.
I thought it was a litigation thing, though. Was it not?
It might be. Yeah, it could be it could be like a legal thing. He's also been doing some very charming recent episodes. Don't watch them now. Watch them after you finish watching this Game Soup episode. But he's been playing Mario Maker episodes that his 3-year-old daughter made. Have you seen those?
I haven't seen those at all.
They're really funny
I want to watch them.
and endearing. Just imagine just a 3-year-old kid making Mario Maker
Like, I knew he had a
levels.
kid. Yeah.
And just imagine that he actually has 2 kids.
He does?
I think he has 2 daughters. He doesn't talk. I mean, you don't really see him talk about them much because he's playing a character called the Angry Nintendo Nerd.
Right.
Or Angry Video Game Nerd.
Sure.
So, but it's pretty funny. And it's actually kind of impressive to think that a 3-year-old, I'm assuming she's probably closer to 4, but it's pretty exciting. Or not exciting, but just like pretty funny to see the ideas that a 3-year-old comes up with in Mario. And some of the levels are not completable, but some of them, they're all very difficult.
Yeah.
And he screams at them like the Angry Nintendo Nerd sometimes. I think he tries not to swear, but he swears anyway sometimes because he probably maybe wants his daughter to watch them later. But
I'm dead.
it's very cute. So I would love for someday, maybe my daughter will make me a Mario Maker level, and I'll get to play it. I would find it to be just a complete joy.
I first tried this, or second try probably, this boss. I don't know why this is so difficult this time. I'm actually concentrating. Actually, Joe, along those lines, you wanna know something that genuinely shocked me more than anything in the last probably 3 to 4 years?
What?
I found out that my favorite streamer, the Happy Hob, first of all, his girlfriend is pregnant. They're gonna have a kid.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I mean, well, that was recently announced. But the thing that was not new is that he has been a father for the last 4 years, and I didn't know. And I feel like
Wait, he didn't say anything about it?
no, he's kept his life very private. His private life private.
Okay. I can kind of respect that.
Yeah, but
I can kind of see.
but to imagine somebody as a father when you think you know them, you know.
Yeah, you think that he's not.
Yeah. It's very surreal.
Yeah, I'd rather be upfront about it. When we talk about that I'm married, we've been talking about that for years, and yeah, we made the recent announcement on our Game Soup where we've been, what we've been up to. Mm-hmm. If you haven't seen that, go watch that. You can hear the full story. But yeah, I have a daughter now. That's the short version of it. She's small and loud. What else can you say about a little baby?
Oops. Oh, I think I'm actually DYD. I'm so DYD.
So yeah, we rewatched all the old Angry Nintendo Nerd just because we just put it on like while we're making dinner or eating dinner. We just have it on the laptop in the background, And yeah, the baby screams over it sometimes. So it's just something you can just throw on, And we just put on the playlist. Angry Video Game Nerd, oldest to newest, or newest to oldest actually. So yeah, we watched it from newest to oldest, and we just watched them all.
That's like 400 episodes, right? It's like
200. It's about 200.
It's quite a lot. Yeah.
It took about a month. We just had the playlist pulled up, and it's like whenever we're in the kitchen making food or eating dinner or whatever, we put it on. It's just fun. It's a little nostalgic, and overall, I would say it holds up. It is a lot of the same gags over and over again. It's a lot of toilet humor, so that's like the negative part of it, I guess. If you want to look at that as a negative part, I don't really mind it. I don't really mind a little bit of toilet humor and repetitiveness when it's something that you don't want to be paying constant attention to. But overall, it's enjoyable. Mm-hmm. Overall, angry video game nerd. He seems like a stand-up guy. It's a funny. He's funny. And on that same note, we started watching JonTron again. Oh. He just keeps popping up on our feed. I guess because we watch a lot of Angry Nintendo Nerd, and they're kind of like in the same vicinity of humor.
Is he still making videos?
JonTron sporadically makes a new video. I think he has made a new video in the last 3 months or so. But yeah, he makes maybe 2 videos a year for the last couple of years. It's kind of sad.
But he has some of the funniest videos I've ever seen.
He's one of the funniest. Yeah, he's one of the funniest guys on YouTube, and he doesn't ruffle any feathers, but he also has somewhat edgy humor at times. But he's not really too. It's something almost anybody who likes games or just likes funny shit can enjoy. I think that's why he's popular. He has an appeal that he can appeal to the most cynical asshole like me, or just a general YouTube viewer. And we just been clicking on his old videos. He's fucking funny. I wish that he would just keep going. I actually wrote him a letter maybe a year ago or so.
Really?
I wrote him a letter. It might have been from the GameSoupLP email. So if you ever get a response from him, it might be through the GameSoupLP email. But yeah, I wrote him a letter and I told him to stop being such a tryhard. Essentially, I wasn't insulting to him, but essentially the gist of the email was that he's trying too fucking hard, and I think that's really why he doesn't put out any videos anymore, is because you see the production values, you see all the writing and all the costumes and all the nonsense that goes into his videos. That's not what we want. We don't need to see JonTron on the streets of New York City dressed up in a steampunk outfit, buying a hot dog from a guy. Like, we don't need to see all these elaborate skits and scams, and he doesn't need to have a big staff. He really doesn't. He's funny as shit. He's one of the funniest guys. All he needs to do is record himself like what we're doing right now. He needs to record himself playing any video game. Okay? Mm-hmm. And then he needs to cut out the parts where he says something funny. Cut that out for 8 to 12 minutes. Mm-hmm. Post it. That's it.
It sounds easy.
It is. It is. We could do that. But we don't have the following, and dare I say the talent of JonTron. Now I say, GameSoupLP, we have some of the best LPs on YouTube. I say that, and I say that without faltering. However, do we have the talent of a JonTron? Or the JonTron Game Grumps days? I would say almost, actually, or maybe even. The Game Grumps days, you might be looking at with rose-colored glasses. They're not that good. John is the best part of Game Grumps. He's gone now. Game Grumps kind of sucks now.
They're both gone. Aaron and John are both gone.
It kind of sucks now.
They're different guys, right?
And even back then, if you go back and watch the old episodes, they don't really hold up. Old JonTron holds up. Old AVGN holds up. Mm-hmm. You go back and watch Game Grumps, it's just a couple of annoying guys.
Like us.
Kind of, yeah. And I would say they don't really do it any better than us. The old Game Grumps episodes. They basically sound like Game Soup episodes. And this is a style that maybe has fallen out of favor. Where the hosts actually try and put on a show for the viewers.
Sort of. Yeah, I guess we do it in some sense. I mean, because it's boring to be a person because people aren't interesting, but it's like a little interesting to tell stories, I guess. I don't know. I don't think we try that hard, though. Really?
I think we try harder than the majority of Twitch streamers and YouTube hosts. Yes, because for the YouTube guys that are making LPs day in and day out, the major LP channels, the channels that are just putting out 3-hour-long episodes a day, right? Versus us. All we're doing, we're meeting up once a week. We plan it ahead. We plan ahead what we're going to play. We make sure we have show notes. We make sure we have some backup stuff to talk about so that there's never a moment where we don't have something at least somewhat interesting to talk about. And I think a lot of the Twitch streamers, especially, they can't be making preparation for everything and be constantly putting on a show because they're on for 6 to 8 hours a day. Yeah. Yeah, just by nature of the beast, you can't do it. You can't do it as extensively and as high effort for that amount of time. So watching old JonTron episodes, though. If you go really far back, maybe to 2011, JonTron, like the very beginning of JonTron, I watched the Joe and Mac episode.
Hey, we did Joe and Mac.
Yeah, we did. We did Joe and Mac 2, I think, or maybe Joe and Mac 3.
We did.
It was
we
one
did
of the. It was not.
There is no Joe and Mac 3. I know that because I'm a huge nerd.
Yeah, actually, JonTron goes over it. There's a Joe and Mac. No, I think there's no Joe and Mac 2. I think it's Joe and Mac. Joe and Mac.
Joe and Mac Lost in the Tropics.
Lost in the Tropics, and then Joe and Mac 3. I think.
Really?
That's what
I believe you.
Go into Wikipedia, look it up on Wikipedia. But he played the old Joe. He played Joe and Mac, regardless.
So, can we take a quick break for cutscene?
Yeah, let's do that.
So even death won't kill a dream. To be held down by such things, I withdraw my request.
He shouldn't have been. This should have been a first try. This was not a difficult fight by any means. I feel as if I've personally failed my family and dishonored my name. Anyway. Oh, okay.
You can't go back this
yeah.
way.
Yeah, so we're actually... Yeah, this is it. So, okay. Continue, sir.
So yeah, the Joe and Mac episode of JonTron, it's basically a GameSack episode. It's in the same formula as GameSack, where he just reviews the game and tells you about things like the graphics and the music of the game, and once in a while cracks a joke, a dry humor joke here and there. That's it. It's good. I would say it's good. I would say that the old JonTron episodes are good, but they're nothing near the production value of the newer ones. I would say the ones in the middle, like the 2014 episodes of JonTron, maybe 2013, those are perfect. Where he's mostly just playing the games and being funny. Not too many skits. He's got Jock the parrot. That's most of the skits.
I love the parrot.
I worry that parrot is dead. Because I don't know if we've seen him in any recent episodes of JonTron for the last couple of years. I can't really recall seeing him in the last couple of years. So I worry that Jock the parrot is dead.
The last episode of JonTron that I saw, and I went on a bang. You might have seen this one. Was the episode where it's like kids camp? It's
Kid Nation. Kid Nation. Yeah, Kid Nation. That's a great one. Yeah.
Was it a multi-part? It was either that or it was really long.
It was a long episode, and then he interviewed the kid, the 8-year-old kid that left Kid Nation.
It was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
It's really funny. Yeah, it's very funny. But continue watching Game Soup. Watch the rest of this episode. Watch us finish this game, and then go ahead and watch JonTron watches Kid Nation. If you haven't seen it before.
Yeah, it was really, really good. It was a reality TV show that aired. I don't even know if it went a whole season or not.
Yeah, it was. I think it went one season. Yeah, one season, like 2011 or 2008, something like that. Wow, a long time ago.
And it was classically funny JonTron. You know, like there's nothing he's done that I have disliked. You know, I think he's funny. I just want more.
There's been a couple episodes that I thought were kind of lame, but I can't remember specifically which ones there were. Oh, I think the one where he came back, where he did the flex tape thing, but he had the actual flex tape guy on.
Oh.
And that was kind of lame. It was almost like an ad for flex tape because he got the spokesperson of flex tape on it, and it was. I think it made too big of a deal about how goofy that was to have the flex tape guy on, but.
Yeah, if it's like a try-hard kind of thing. You know?
I didn't really find that to be all that entertaining.
Who goes there? Pyrotess? No way, but you...
You killed me yourself, right? It seems you still don't understand just how this world works.
How it works?
In this world, even if you kill someone, you cannot erase their existence. Death holds no meaning in this world. That is why you came here. You have experienced for yourself that death is meaningless, have you not?
So that means Parn isn't dead?
That depends upon your own consciousness. I've already overcome my test and fulfilled my goal. However, it seems as though your test continues still.
Test? Do you mean you?
I no longer have any reason to fight you. Your test is you yourself. Unless you accept this and prepare yourself, your test will continue forever.
It makes no sense for my test to be, quote-unquote, myself. Are you saying that this world is what I wanted?
When you have a nightmare, are you able to wake yourself up of your own volition?
What do you mean?
You are quite slow, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, obviously, you'd be slower than I, High Elf. If you want to live with the one you love, you must prepare yourself immediately.
Prepare myself? So, death holds no meaning in this world. What could that mean?
It means that you get save points, and when you die, you go back to them.
Yeah, it seems pretty obvious to us, right?
That would be an ultimate superpower, by the way, if you could just have save slots. So in the last episode, we read a comment by Adam the Game Boy, a very funny comment about governmental leader selection ideas, because we had been talking about the differences between a monarchy and a democracy and the benefits of each, and he had made a very funny comment based on that. And we've got another comment that is on the same under the same line as that by Lecteron, who's a guy who comments on our channel very frequently, and we thank you for that, Lecteron. What he said was on the topic of monarchy and democracy was...
You see that shit just now?
Yeah, that's kind of annoying. It's kind of hard to see what's going on.
Not hard to see. It's impossible to see.
Yeah, you kind of got to just know to switch while you're falling.
Anyway.
You just know.
I'm sorry.
Lecteron said, what makes monarchy better than democracy is the time preferences and ease of influence. A hereditary monarchy has a better incentive structure to keep the country prosperous, since people typically want their children to do well. Also, if it goes bad, an angry mob can just kill the monarch and change things. In a pure democracy, everyone is just plundering from everyone else. It's nothing but a kleptocracy and nothing but that. A representative democracy funnels most of the kleptocracy into the politicians. They'll plunder everything while they can. I would agree with that for the most part. I would add that also the corporate owners also have much of the resources funneled into them through the kleptocracy. And he also goes on to say, I'm an anarcho-capitalist. To simplify a little, the government should be trust-busted, broken up into its constituent pieces that actually have legitimate functionality, security for example, and be forced to compete on an open market with no legal advantage. And no corporations wouldn't take over. They're a legal fiction, a violation of property rights. They only exist in their current form as a form of legal protection and avoid responsibility for harmful actions.
Bro, you know what I think about that?
I thought you weren't going to say anything about it. Okay, go ahead.
I'm just trying to play Resident Evil 8 on May 7th.
Yeah.
That's what I think about that. Is that a short-sighted thing? Maybe. But is it way more interesting to me? Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to bring up, I don't want to say philosophical argument, no, not arguments, philosophical topics. What's the word? Topics of, heavy topics. I enjoy talking about heavy topics like this. But on a gaming channel, is it really that valid? I like talking about things like this Lecteron.
Yeah.
And at one point in my life, I would probably have considered myself an anarcho-capitalist. Now I think, there's a lot of nuance to things, so it's difficult. It's difficult to specifically identify with one label like that.
Yeah. I'm getting eaten here.
And I think you probably, I don't mean to put you in a box either, Lecteron. You probably have some views that wouldn't...
Who's Lecteron?
Well, he's the commenter here that we just read his comment.
Right.
But I think the things are a bit too nuanced to take full labels, to take on one of the political labels.
Fully. Oh no! If I die, I'm actually gonna cry. I'm actually gonna cry and die. I'm gonna die and cry and fry.
And it really comes down to the pragmatism of violence, which is a really unfortunate thing to consider. So I'm not gonna go into it on our gaming channel.
Okay, fair enough.
I have been obsessed with TCGs lately.
Oh yeah?
I've been doing a lot of research on old and new TCGs, and God, are there a lot of them.
I've perished. You
perished in a normal level. Do we have any healing here?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Oh no.
This is a ways back, isn't it?
I actually want...
we might have to actually just come back.
I'm actually going to cry and
because
die.
Of the distance. We're a far distance from where we want to be here.
I actually dislike this game. I dislike you.
All right, we're going to be right back. We're going to be right back. We're going to have to be. We can't make them watch us do the whole fucking thing over again, right?
Yeah.
After we took that long, dude, that one boss that we were just at too.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's just come back. This kind of reminds me of that movie Leon. You ever seen the movie Leon?
It's called Leon the Professional.
Yeah, aka The Professional in the United States.
Leon.
That's a pretty great movie. And near the end of it, one of the funniest lines in any movie of all time
is, let me guess, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a part at the end where Leon is like killing all the cops, all the police officers that are after him.
Yeah.
And then the police chief or whoever, the lieutenant, whatever the bad guy is, and he calls back to base, back to the police station, and he says, bring everyone. And they're like, everyone? What do you mean? And he goes, everyone! And then all the police officers come to try and kill Leon.
Right.
And then Leon kills them.
Right. I don't know if you know this, Joe, but that's a very well-known internet meme. That's a thing.
Oh, is it? Is it a meme on the internet? I thought it was just that in my memory of seeing the movie 3 or 4 times when I was younger and just thinking that was really fucking funny and great. And then the end of the movie, wow. I mean, they don't make movies like that anymore. They really don't.
I mean, it's a meme insofar as, you know, it was screen capped and repeated in out of context discussions, you know, at the time. But yeah, I did watch that. I think I watched that one in college, actually. I quite liked it. It was Natalie Portman's first role when she was like...
Oh, really? Well, I mean, it would have to be one of her first roles because she was like 11 in the movie.
She was a literal child, yeah. So we've got some new abilities now, right? Since our last foray into this particular area of the game. I think first and foremost, we have the ability to... Oh, purple door! Okay, then. We got to take the long way around.
Can't do that, yeah.
Can't do that, Star Fox. All right, we're going to take the long way around.
Oh, yeah, so I've been obsessed with TCGs. I want to learn how to play every TCG ever made.
Yeah, but they're garbage, dude.
A lot of them probably are.
Yeah.
But I've been kind of... I've just been looking them up and seeing... and looking up the rules, and I've just... Really, I just need a friend. I just need somebody to play to play cards with, you know?
Wow.
I talked about that actually a couple months ago on GS as well. That I just wanted to play some Magic, maybe some EDH. Because, yeah, we've just been... I don't have any current friends that are really into Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I hate you and Magic. I hate you and Magic.
Or just games in general, board games.
Yeah. We used to play board games.
Yeah, we used to with our little group, but yeah, we haven't really.
I mean, things happen.
Yeah.
I'm more surprised by the day that things happen, and by things happen is a euphemism for people grow up, get married, and have kids.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I do not.
But I'm not above that.
No,
and especially
no.
especially when kids get older, you can play games with the kids.
Sure, yeah. There's nothing.
I think that's an advantage of having kids.
Like one of my brothers.
You have somebody to test your games out.
Yeah. One of my brother-in-law's friends has a kid who was like so into STEM, like science and math and all that stuff, and he's an engineer, and he's like, 10 or 13 or.
Is it Mike?
It is Mike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know Mike. Yeah.
And he's smarter than I will ever be, and he's a teenager. And the fact that he can have such an interest in those things as a child, it fills me with
rage.
No, I mean, yeah.
No. You can't be filled with rage. You got to be happy for the guy.
I mean, I'm envious of a 13-year-old. Is that possible? It's another boss because we haven't seen enough of those.
The bosses, I mean, they're pretty cool so far. The last one was a little difficult.
I was wondering who that was. You that girl Perotes mentioned.
I'll be DEEDLIT this time. Ashram. I think we'd meet here.
In search of your beloved, you continue to wander. Just as I continue to seek out battle, I feel like we are alike in a way.
Unfortunately, you are not the true Ashram. You're a fake created from Parn's blood, an imaginary knight.
Fake. Let me make sure we're recording here. We're doing okay. Fake. Heh. It is you who continues to seek the imaginary. If you insist that I am not real, then my thoughts have proved as truth. I thought this was the final boss of the game for a while. I was very sorely mistaken.
He's just really hard. Did you get healing potions?
I did not because I'm a fool.
We should have done that.
Yeah.
Ashram. He got some hit points on him.
Why am I stunned? I'm stunned. I was stunned. Did you see that? I couldn't move.
Yeah. He seems to just be dwindling your life.
Yeah. So this is the same boss as before. He has the same attack patterns, but they're slightly enhanced.
Yeah, that lady that I fought earlier, there was two of the same boss essentially, right? She had somewhat similar attack patterns.
Yeah, this boss, this is Flaus, I think, the Flaus fight, right?
Yeah.
It's very similar. So he's got this one, and then this one. He's got this attack now has a third part to it. That's all. So it's like slightly more advanced.
You're almost dead.
Yeah, I am.
You gotta heal up. All right, not happening. Do you want to maybe go back and see if we can find a store, buy some HP potions? Because that's gonna get us through this.
I just need to focus.
You at least need to get both of those to level 3 though.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Do that this time because last time you didn't do it.
Oh, if I just focus, I'll be fine. I'm gonna stop talking.
All right, you focus. I'll tell you about renting every game for a Nintendo 64. So that was actually possible to do back in the Blockbuster days. When you could still rent video games, you could rent Nintendo 64 games. Now, if you're under 25 years old, you might not remember this, but you could actually rent Nintendo 64 games, the physical cartridge, at a thing called a video store, and Blockbuster was the main video store. And your dad would drive you to the video store on Friday because that's when he got paid. And he would drive you there before he went to the liquor store because he knew he was going to spend the rest of his money.
Whose
on
dad
beer.
are we talking about? Your dad or my dad?
I think we might be talking about my dad here.
Oh.
But, and then you would rent a Nintendo 64 game. And that game might be called Mischief Makers. That game might be called Automobili or Lamborghini. And eventually you would rent every Nintendo 64 game because there weren't that many Nintendo 64 games, and your local video store only had about 45 different Nintendo 64 games. You didn't have a PlayStation in this scenario. I didn't have a PlayStation, at least in this scenario. And, well, I played every game that they had at the Blockbuster for N64. This isn't 100% true, but it's funny if it is, so I just told it that way.
It's not far from the truth, though.
No, not too far. It's just slightly embellished.
Hey.
Yeah, it wasn't really that hard though to play every game for the N64, but sometimes the thing about it was that you would have to wait for the game to come in stock.
Yeah.
Because new N64 games, they didn't come out very often, and when they did, they'd only get 2 copies because they're really expensive, I guess. In the Blockbuster, they just get 2 copies of every game. If you want to rent Super Smash Brothers the day it came out, you had to wait. It wasn't going to happen. Yeah, it wasn't going to happen 4 months after it came out. You had to wait 5 months to rent the game and play it. And you know what? Wouldn't you know it that I rented Pokemon TCG for the Game Boy, and it taught me how to play the Pokemon TCG. It was really addictive.
Was it really?
It was, and it was just like base set cards, pretty much. It might have had the jungle expansion in it, but it was, I don't know. Is the Pokemon TCG any good? It is still going. Do you know how many Pokemon there are now, Ed, in the Pokedex?
Let me guess. I knew for a long time because when I first bought my 3DS, there were 650, I think. I want to say there are like 750.
That's an incorrect number. Do you want to continue guessing? Do you want to do a higher, lower game, or do you want to play the game and I'll just tell you the number?
I would like you to straight up tell me the number.
898. Ed just turned over to me like, what's that GIF? I can't even tell you.
898?
Yeah, there's 898 Pokemon, including Reshiram.
Who?
Yeah, I know. I was just browsing the internet. For whatever reason, I decided to look up the Pokedex. I typed Pokedex and I went into the Pokedex wiki and I looked at all these I cannot believe how many fucking Pokemon there are. One of them, his name is Reshiram.
And there are only like 50 good ones.
And there's one named Ulasht.
What?
Maybe it's like Usharam. And he's like a brawler or something, and he has an X version and a Y version. I couldn't even tell you, man. I couldn't even tell you. There's a bunch of different guys, a bunch of different versions. There's Nidoran male and Nidoran female.
Oh, those were old, though.
Yeah, I know those are old. But but I thought all Pokemon had a male and female version now.
They did, but
they did.
They do now, yeah.
And then I saw another Pokemon that had specific Pokedex entries for the male and female versions of this one. And it was called like Mankarum or something. I don't know. I'm just making up a name, but it was something. It was like Pokemon number 796, somewhere in there. I don't know.
There are only 151 Pokemon, and only 50 of them are good. Remember Tangela? No, because nobody remembers Tangela.
Yeah, Tangela's a little bit of an outsider.
Who is the most forgotten Pokemon?
Yeah, there's certain Pokemon that are outsider.
I'll name them for you. Seal, Farfetch'd, Tangela.
I say Farfetch'd is not.
Golem?
I like Farfetch'd. The thing about Golem, all right, I mean, I have to push back against some of these because Golem, he was one of my main guys. He was in Pokemon Red.
But nobody knows Golem because everybody knows Geodude and everybody knows Onix. Nobody knows about Golem.
Well, he was in the show, though. He evolved up to Golem in the show.
He did, yeah.
And the thing is, he was in Pokemon Red, so you might be looking through it through blue-colored glasses because Ed owned Pokemon Blue, and Joe started with Pokemon Red. When we bought the game, we each bought a different version. I got Red, Ed got Blue. And I used Golem as one of my main guys in my first playthrough of the game, so Golem is, very specifically in my memory, is one of just the main Pokemon. So maybe to Ed it isn't. But he was also on the show. So he's not really... Yeah, I would agree that Tangela is a forgettable of the original 150 Pokemon.
And Kangaskhan, to some extent. Also Tauros. Remember Tauros?
Tauros, yeah.
Absolutely forgettable.
I would maybe forget about Tauros, yeah. I would forget about Tauros.
Weedle, Nidoran, Machop, Shellder, Porygon, Hitmonchan. Porygon? Yeah, Hitmonchan. They're okay. They're okay.
Hitmonchan's memorable to me. To me, Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, the kicking fiend,
Right.
they're memorable to me.
Who else do we have? Articuno, Jinx, Nidorino, Beedrill, Haunter, Squirtle, Chansey, Parasect, Execute, Muck, Dugong.
Dugong, yeah, Seal and Dugong.
Yep.
Those are some guys that you can't really... They're not really particularly powerful, and, you know...
Pidgeotto, yep.
I don't know anybody that really had Dugong on their team. Pidgeotto, I mean, Pidgey was so common on both of them. Both, that Pidgey and Pidgeotto, I think, are pretty common. They were pretty common main team characters just because they were so easy to catch.
Lapras, Vulpix, Rhydon.
Zubat. You see, Rhydon maybe Rhydon.
He's pretty forgettable.
Yeah.
There are more forgettable ones, for sure.
So what would you say is the most forgettable of the original 150 Pokemon? You can't think of them, though, right?
Jinx and Mr. Mime, actually, they kind of go together in a pair.
Yeah, Jinx and Mr. Mime.
Pretty forgettable. I mean, especially because they were trying to be forgotten.
Magmar,
yeah. What's the unevolved form?
There's no unevolved form. Really? Oh no, maybe they made it later. It was one of the ones they might have made an unevolved, like Pichu is the unevolved Pikachu, and then they made an unevolved Magmar maybe later. I don't really remember. Magmar was originally a not evolvable guy.
I like the ones that aren't evolved.
All right, I'll be Deedlit.
Oh, yeah.
Your mouth. There's something...
Is this a two-part fight? It is a two-part fight.
Oh, man, they had to be Deedlit.
I'm pissed because I forgot about that.
Well, at least you got a little bit of a chance to heal.
I gotta say,
Ashram. This is supposed to be the proud Black Knight. You look green. So incomplete. So imperfect. Oh no, what a guy.
Yeah.
This is awful.
I actually didn't have this much trouble the first time playing this game.
Yeah, I think it's because we're trying to talk about forgettable Pokemon.
Yeah, it's an interesting topic.
Just let me talk about forgettable Pokemon here. We'll talk about it after this.
All right.
So yeah, here. Well, so yeah, I've been obsessed with TCGs. That's where we came to this.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just been reading about TCGs, learning how to play them without actually playing them with anybody, because I got this crazy idea that someday, before I die, I would like to make a TCG, and I don't mean just an online TCG, and I don't mean a fan TCG. Mm-hmm. I mean a printed, distributed TCG with factory sealed booster boxes shipped to local game stores.
Game stores? Game stores don't exist, bro.
Yeah, they do. I used to go to one pre-COVID to play Magic the Gathering every weekend.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, that's not a thing.
Well, there's a bunch of these.
You mean like
TCGs.
A board game store, not like a video game store,
Yeah, a
right?
board game store.
Okay.
It wouldn't be a video game store, yeah. So, yeah, there's a bunch of new TCGs. There's one called Exodus TCG. That one's actually been around for a few years now.
Yeah, but that one sucks, though, because nobody's ever heard of it.
Yeah. MetaZoo, which is
I've heard of
kind of a
MetaZoo.
Pokemon ripoff. How did you hear about it? Did I tell you about it?
You told me about it last week.
Yeah, I told you about
it
it
is
last
a straight up ripoff.
Yeah. It's basically just a straight up ripoff.
Isn't it the Kensugi Mori art style, too?
Yeah.
It's the straight up...
Did you look it up?
We looked it up together, yeah.
Oh, we looked it up together.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll be Deedlit.
All right.
Pirates, you were watching?
Ashram, this was my wish. I'm sorry, I wanted it, but I was so selfish. I went so far as to trample on your dignity as a knight. Ashram, I will love you for eternity. I'm just a hologram now.
Yeah, she looks like a hologram.
Goodbye.
I was going to say that.
I don't like this party and I'm leaving early. Your parties are gay. Goodbye.
Oh, that was it. Deedlit doesn't even have any more lines. All right.
We're going to head back and save.
Another game is Force of Will, which is apparently over now. It's one of the newer ones. And then there's old TCGs like Wyvern, Rage, and Netrunner.
A TCG only ends when it fails, right? You saying that Force of Will has failed?
Essentially. And it's not necessarily over. I mean, people can keep playing it.
Right.
The communities can live on. And here's a good example, actually. There was an old TCG called, we're just going to say it. There's an old TCG called Rage. And it was based on Werewolf, the Eternal Struggle, which was an old tabletop game. And Rage was a game that ended after a few years. It was back in the 90s. It was during the boom right after Magic the Gathering. There was a game called Rage. And it ended after 4 or 5 expansions or so. And then several years later, the fans just picked it up and started making fan-made cards. You could just print out, right? Put it in some sleeves and just play Rage cards with the fan-made expansions. So, like, even after a game dies, the fans can keep it alive if there's enough love for the characters in the series. So that's just a good example of that. Parn, you were still alive.
Deed, you came for me. All right, let's go.
Go where?
This way.
All right, well, you better follow him. I'm sure there's no danger in this direction.
How descriptive, right? Oh, here we go. Come on, let's go. We've unlocked all the purple doors, sir. And we now have this glorious weapon known as Bow of Life, which is weaker than the homing bow, but it fires special arrows that steal your enemy's HP, making it yours.
Oh, it's a life leech.
A life steal bow. So, you're telling me that the spirit of Parn lured us down this hallway so we could pick up the Bow of Life?
I guess. It must be a really important item.
Can you imagine if that was the greatest triumph of your existence? When you were dead, you're going to lead somebody else to a bow that's slightly more powerful than the one they already have. And that's really I feel bad for you, man. If that's your destiny, is to die and then do that, that's like not that interesting. You haven't made that much difference in the world, you know what I'm saying? But we have unlocked the purple doors. So that's actually a huge thing. So we're going to go check out the purple door to the down and left, followed by the down and right. We're getting to the end of the game. The map is... We're 81% of the way there without having found all the secrets. We're getting there. We're almost to the point where I messaged Joe in a blind rage. Because I didn't like what was happening.
Oh, I know what's coming up.
You do? I think it's the next section of the game.
You'll know it when you see it, and it's going to be in this episode, because we are going to play... We're just going to play the game until we beat it for this episode. This whole series is going to be 4 episodes. We decided before we started playing it that we were just going to make this be 4 episodes no matter how long it fucking took.
For no reason. Yeah, that's probably a really dumb thing to do. You know?
It's a little dumb, but the thing is, I don't know if it's dumb. Our reasoning is that we don't want to just flood the channel with a bunch of LP videos that are each 20 minutes long. So we want to give you the first couple episodes. Maybe we'll do it for about an hour, maybe a little less than an hour per episode is kind of what we shoot for. I think our second episode in this series was over an hour, but that's kind of what we shoot for. And then after that, the third episode, maybe we'll do an hour, but maybe we'll do longer. And then after that, we just do really long episodes until it's fucking finished. And we decided that we're just going to make one really long episode as the last episode for this one. That's what we've been doing for LPs for the last couple of years, and it seems to be working for us.
This is stage 6. Did you see that dice roll?
Yeah.
Now you know how this is the final area?
Because it's 6 out of 6. There's only 6 sides on a 6-sided die.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if they rolled a die and it just had a 7 on it?
Yeah, that might be obvious to you, Joe, but I thought that was really, really interesting because they've been foreshadowing it the whole time because every area was introduced by rolling a die.
Yeah.
Right? So very clearly, Area 6 has to be the last area.
It's not.
It is, though.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is, unless there's... I think it is.
He's good. Okay, he's good.
He's one of those guys. Actually, I hate this area. This area is, I'm not going to say that, because we talked about that earlier, how it's not okay to say things like that. But it's a difficult area.
Yeah, speaking of dragons and TCGs, there was an old TCG called Wyvern, or Wyvern, as some people might pronounce it. It was a TCG about dragons. I actually bought a booster box of it for $10 at a flea market one time when I was a kid. And I never played the game. I just opened all the packs and I organized my cards, and I just never got to play the game because I didn't have anybody to play it with.
Aww.
It looked like a really interesting game though, but I wound up selling the cards later on for a profit, I would say. I would say a fair profit.
All right.
I sold the cards when I got a little older just because I needed the cash. So it wasn't an entire waste, but I would have liked to have tried the game out.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's just a ton of TCGs and a ton of design space, I think, in the TCG universe, and I just like it. I just like that genre.
Did you know that your cat is standing in the hallway right now?
Yeah, he's just looking
with a sort of a confused look on his face. He's looking at me and he's looking at you. He's not really sure what to make of this situation. And in many ways. I don't think he really knows what to do. He's a little bit lost for words. But your cat has the cutest face. I thought
Yeah, he's
my
a cute
cat.
guy. I think we showed him in the last episode.
Yeah.
Well, I marked down.
If I wrote
the
it down
time.
correctly, yeah.
I did write down the time, and I sent the photos to Ed. So if you didn't see him in the last episode, it's totally on Ed. It's
That's
totally
fair.
on Ed for not posting them where he was supposed to post them.
Yeah, that's fine. I will take the heat for most things. By the way, this enemy, the Lifeless King, drops the best weapon in the game.
Well, he does.
So on my playthrough, I spent about maybe 10 to 20 minutes farming these guys, which I didn't even know that enemies dropped weapons because it happens so infrequently.
Yeah, you would think.
You don't pick up on it, right? So far, all the weapons we've picked up have been like,
Well, this is a good place to do it if we're going to do it.
yeah, and I think we should. It's a decent weapon.
Yeah, there was an enemy named Shmoo
What?
in Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That's what
really?
drops Chrysagram.
Oh, really?
Yep, his name is Shmoo.
How did we get it in Bloodstained? I don't remember where it dropped from, but I think it dropped from an enemy, right? I think everything dropped from an enemy in that game.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
But it wasn't. It was like something you wouldn't expect to drop the best weapon of the game.
Yeah, well, Shmoo, you would certainly not expect Shmoo to drop the best weapon in
Look.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night, but he does.
You don't expect a lot out of a guy named Shmoo.
It's a shitty flying skull.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Okay.
It's a nothing kind of an enemy.
Oh, this is the other room. This is the room that made me want to stop playing the game.
Oh, is it?
Yep, this is the one I think.
All right, well, we're about to find out why.
I think, yeah.
He leveled you down.
I
That's
mean,
one thing.
We saw the first room in the last episode, right? There's just
Yep.
a lot going on.
Yep.
In like a not interesting kind of way.
And there's so much artwork for TCGs. You need
Yeah.
a piece of artwork for every single card. There's a lot of
Yeah.
cards. Magic the Gathering has been going for so many years. There was a scandal recently in Magic the Gathering.
Was there?
Jason Felix, he's not going to be a Magic the Gathering artist anymore. He's
Wow.
been a major Magic the
Jason,
Gathering
man.
artist for several years now.
I knew
many
he was
years.
a shifty guy. I knew
Yeah.
it.
But he apparently went on DeviantArt and found some fan art of a Magic the Gathering character, a dragon character
shit.
named Nicol Bolas.
Oh yeah.
And he just traced the artwork. It's a blatant tracing and painting over of the exact artwork that a DeviantArt artist made. And the DeviantArt artist is obviously a big fan of Magic the Gathering because he was making fan art of,
Why
of
would
Magic
he-
the Gathering characters.
Why did he
And
think he would get away with that?
I don't know. I don't know why he thought he would get away with it. Maybe he's done it before somehow with like other obscure artists and gotten away with it.
That
but
is the dumbest
He did not get
thing.
away with it this time. And Wizards of the Coast, they don't really like to fuck around with lawsuits, so they're pretty much. I can't imagine that they won't drop
Yeah.
Mr. Felix. Yeah, that's something that you really shouldn't do.
I mean, it's hard enough to get away with it. Why
Well,
would you even try?
Yeah, here's the thing. You know, if you're going to plagiarize, if you're going to rip somebody's artwork off, you can kind of do it. Like, that's part of what being an artist is about. This is like one of the dirty secrets of being an artist, is that sometimes you just like look at somebody else's artwork and you kind of like get ideas from it. But here's the thing. You got to mix them.
Look,
You got to mix it.
Getting ideas from something is worlds apart from
Yeah,
really
it
tracing over the work.
it was a tracing. Yes, yes. Here, now I'm not gonna give it away because that's part of being an art. You got to hide your sources. But I've done it in artwork for our games, where I will look at several different pieces of artwork by artists, and I'll combine things from them and make something new.
Right.
Out of it, make something new out of it. But I don't want to reveal the sources because then it's just one of the things you do. You just hide your sources. Sometimes you just take something out of your brain and you put it on the paper. Sometimes it just flows perfectly and things work out. That's not usually how it works. But sometimes it works like that. And when it works like that, and then you look back at the artwork, and then you might see the influence for that artwork that you just kind of forgot that was stored in your brain. You'll look at an artist that you really like, and you're like, oh, that's where I got the idea from, because it was just stored in your brain. You didn't actually look it up. You thought it was yours. It wasn't.
Yeah, I've had that happen multiple times.
There's almost nothing new.
Yeah.
Even the best artists, even the most creative artists, nothing is actually new. It's just combining of old things. Very little is an original idea. But yeah, just tracing over a Nicol
Yeah,
Bolas fan art
that's different.
and putting it on. It wound up on an official Magic card, and it got it's printed. It's already printed, and it's already at the distributors right now.
How are they not facing? They must be facing a lawsuit.
It's the Strixhaven set, which should be in stores by the time this episode goes out.
So is the guy suing? What's happening?
The guy actually took it with stride, as far as I could tell.
Really? So
yeah,
he's not
he was
suing.
kind of just goofing off and making fun of it, and seeing because it was kind of funny to him. So hopefully he gets some kind of compensation from Wizards of the Coast.
He should.
The producers of Magic the Gathering, at
Yeah.
least the cost of, whatever rate they pay for a full Magic the Gathering card, I think would be a nice gesture of them.
Yeah.
That they don't try and nickel and dime over one art fee. And speaking of art fees for Magic the Gathering, or any kind of art fees for illustrators, gosh, are they bad? I was looking it up recently, like to see, what are people getting paid now? Because I haven't been a contractor in a long time. And when I was, it was shit. I mean, the pay has been shit since I was working. But it's really not gotten any better. And even Wizards of the Coast, like this is the highest level of fantasy art that you can really get a job doing, making artwork for Magic the Gathering, the number one trading card game, the number one fantasy trading card game in the world, number one of all time. They pay between like $500 and $1,000 per piece of art, and they're really detailed. The average, I think, is probably $600 to $800, depending on how experienced the artist is. That's really not very much for the amount of time that they have to put into that stuff. Like in the old days, it was not considered as high, as prestigious as it is now to make artwork for Magic the Gathering. And the argument is that they're allowed to reproduce the artwork and sell it as prints, or sell it as in an art book form, or whatever they want to do. The artist can do what they want to do with it. But if you're not making an iconic card, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of residual cash off of it. What if you're the artist for like Holy Strength?
I love that card.
From Magic 2010. It's just a throwaway common card that doesn't even get played in limited, in draft formats. It's just a garbage card. And like, what if you're the artist in one of those and you get paid $400 to make the artwork for the card?
I mean, that's the story of most things and people, right? 90% of the things that are created are trash, right? So you don't get recognized.
Right, but it's just because of the card, because the ability of the card is trash. Nobody really cares about the card. People form a bond with the card because of how it makes them feel in the game.
Right.
They have a bond with the effect of the card in the game, and I've experienced this. I might not even care about the artwork on a card in the game, but I'll form a bond with the card because I've played the card so fucking much in the game. Mog Fanatic, for instance, right?
I know about Mog.
That's a card from back in the day. For whatever reason, just popped into my mind. Or Mog Flunkies, I used to play that. They're both actually made by the same artist named Brahm.
I know about Foratog as well.
Right, yeah, he wasn't really that well played, so probably no one gained a real connection to that. But maybe there's probably better examples that a lot of people have connected to. Well, Black Lotus is a really obvious example, right? A lot of people connect to that card. And the artwork on the card is not even that phenomenal.
Right. I mean, the card itself is great, right?
It's one of the best, if not the best card.
It's nothing to do with the art on the card, right?
Right. But yeah, it's a drawing of a flower. If the card was crap, right? If the card was a 1-mana 1/1, I don't know, flower creature, no one would care about it. But it just happens to be one of the best cards in the game. So Christopher Rush is a very lucky man because he created that card. And most cards are not going to be permanent staples in the game. Maybe 1 or 2 cards per expansion set are going to be a permanent staple in the game. DEEDLIT says, Carla, you too? Death holds no meaning in this world. It appears to be true after all.
If you seek to dive down into the depths of this world, then I shall serve you as a final test.
My final test?
Oh, I think this is it, Joe. Yeah, this is it.
Oh, really?
This is the part of the game that I...
Here we are.
Yep, you remember this boss.
I do remember this boss.
From the first episode of the LP, yep.
Yep.
And
so this is the first boss of the game.
Yeah.
Do you see what's happening here, viewers?
You will very soon.
Kind viewers. Oh, there's some items at least.
They do give you a little bit of a refill. But the fact that this happens in the first place is mostly what I'm offended about.
So this is the second boss of the game. If you haven't noticed, if you don't understand the pattern of what's happening now, you will soon. For those of you that don't pick up on patterns of 2, you will pick up on the pattern of 3.
Patterns of 2. I don't like patterns of 2. They give really insane experience though. We're probably going to be level 40 before this fight ends.
All right, watch
I'm not
this.
joking. Like level 40.
So yeah, it's just a gauntlet. It's a boss gauntlet in 2021.
In a
when was the last time you saw that? 1989 in Mega Man 2?
Yeah. What were you thinking? You don't put boss gauntlets in Metroidvanias. You just don't do that.
No, it's really not. You can do it. I'm going to say you can do it, but it needs to be optional content.
Yeah.
It needs to be something that you do either after you beat the game or something that you run into near the end game, right? Some kind of a secret area.
Sure.
That's only for challenge players. It should not be required to complete the game.
Yeah. And believe it or not, I thought this was the final boss of the game. It's not.
No.
So there's more after this.
So now you have to fight her. Do you have to fight both versions of her?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you gotta fight both versions of that other guy too?
Yeah,
That other dude?
Yeah.
And look at the background. It's so psychedelic.
I know, yeah.
It's fucking really distracting.
Yeah, as if it wasn't enough. Yeah. Oh, come on. Oh, no. Okay. But at least you get the heals, but it's not really it's not the case that the problem is the amount of healing you get. That's not the problem here. You know, it's not like oh, I don't get enough heals or I don't get enough MP. That's not the crux of the issue, if you will.
Yeah.
The crux of the issue is why are we doing all this again?
Yeah.
In a 5-hour game.
Yeah, it's a bit much to repeat content, and it's sort of understandable maybe in old NES games. There were some games that used to do stuff like this in the olden times because they wanted to increase the replay value. They wanted to increase the length of the game somewhat
Right.
artificially. And there's a very limited cartridge space, right? There's very limited storage space on each cartridge, so they kind of had to do things like this sometimes. But in the modern day, really, you have to respect the player's time more than anything because there's just so much content and so much entertainment out there, so many video games and so much entertainment in general that you really have to respect the player's time. And a boss gauntlet just doesn't respect the player's time. The only way, like I said before, the only way that I think it's really acceptable to do is if it's bonus content. And I mean, we could do it. Maybe we'll do it in our game even, but it would certainly not be something that you would be forced to do in order to complete the game. It wouldn't be main story quest. That wasn't bad dodging. You only got hit once. That was pretty hard attack to dodge. All those purple attacks. Yeah, you gotta get close to them.
You gotta slide here to not get hit by that.
You got them though.
Yeah.
All right, you gonna get some.
Yeah, I mean, you always get the heals. I mean, you basically get a full heal, but it's just more of like the
audacity.
Exactly, the audacity
of doing such a thing. Yeah.
Have you seen? There's a meme, the Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this bitch. It's one of the funniest things. It's applicable in most cases. Google it. Just Google it. You'll see it.
All right.
Oh, this thing, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is actually a fast track to getting killed forever. This is actually the worst thing.
Oh, wow, look at how... You gotta use a heal. Use a heal. Hold B.
Oh, no. If I die, I'm actually gonna kill my...
Hold B. All right, now tap B, and tap B. Tap B. Tap B.
No.
Tap B. Tap B. Tap B. Tap it again, just in case. You have 8 healing potions. All right, there you go. You're good. Now you gotta kill her.
No.
Wow, this is really difficult. And these are bosses that we haven't...
Yeah, this fight's actually bullshit, because, look... All I've been trying to do for the past 20 minutes is destroy these, right?
Yeah.
And you don't get a chance. You don't get a chance to do it. It's really frustrating. It's not fun. This is the opposite of fun. You know what I'm saying? This is the opposite of fun.
Yeah, why did we decide that this was a good LP?
I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't use that. You gotta use
Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah, Will-O-Wisp was a good one against this boss. It just won't fucking stop
There we
moving.
go.
All right, you killed her.
We're almost there, right? We've done like 6.
I
maybe?
really hope you clear this. You're level 40 though.
Yeah, we've gained a
lot
ton
of
of
experience,
levels. Yeah.
Maybe you should just get to keep your levels every time you die.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. This is the last boss
a guy.
that we fought. So we're close now.
Get that heal.
I don't need it though.
You're gonna need it though.
But I just got hit.
Yeah, but it adds to your inventory, doesn't it?
No.
It doesn't just heal you.
No, it doesn't.
Does it heal you?
Yeah, it doesn't add to your inventory.
Oh, it doesn't put it in your inventory?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought it was putting those things in your inventory, not healing you.
I thought it was just a... Yeah, I thought it was
maybe it's a one-time heal. Yeah, okay.
That's what I thought.
That's why you let one go earlier.
Yeah,
I noticed
actually,
that you let one go and didn't say anything. I didn't want to insult your intelligence.
Well, maybe you might be right though. You might.
Well, I don't know how many you have left.
I don't know.
If you got 5 left, I think you...
Oh,
That's a lot.
That is a lot of damage, yeah.
You almost out of MP. You should heal.
I should, but I won't.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, this is not going well. It's not going well, but it could be going worse, because we're going to kill this guy. I know that much. I thought we were going to kill this guy until...
You need to heal. You need to heal. Hold B. Hold B. Hold B.
We're good.
Was this the last part?
No. But
is there another boss?
We're about to get heals.
All right, let's see if it just gives you the heal. If it just gives you... Oh, it does. It just fucking heals you to full. Oh, okay. I thought it was adding a healing potion to your inventory. A healing potion, a.k.a. a pot, as we used to call them in Diablo 2.
Smoke that pot. Smoke that wheat. So I know I really complained to Joe about this. Oops. I did complain a lot. And I do still think I'm justified. The fact that you get heals in between each fight. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that you get the heals, yeah. If you didn't get the heals, this would be
That's the least
way
they
worse.
could do, really.
Yeah, it is. It is, especially, in 2021 when you don't do gauntlets anymore. Yeah. And especially in a game where, you're not, you're not memorizing all these bosses, and you might have just healing potioned your way through all these bosses before, and, to expect a player to remember all these attack patterns all the way through, and then to do all the bosses again, I don't know. I just think it's out of place. They didn't do it in Toho Luna Nights.
Yeah, they really didn't. Yeah. I mean, you do this, you don't do this. When you fight a boss, you've killed it, and you don't do it again. Especially not in this form. Okay, here we go. So here's I think this is actually the last boss that we fought, right?
Yeah.
The mutated...
I just think it should be bonus content. Like either a boss rush mode, or maybe a secret room in the game that you can approach. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with adding extra content for the player. Nothing wrong for the hardcore player that wants to experience the most difficult experience of the game. I mean, so many games have that.
By the way, I've been getting into a kick recently of La Mulana.
Oh no, really?
I haven't played it, but I've thought about playing it, and that's all you need.
Oh.
Just thinking about playing that game is enough.
What's he doing? I don't remember that attack.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we just killed him too fast last time?
No, I mean, he did it. You were reading those, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I was just reading one of the comments or something.
The problem with La Mulana is once you start thinking about it, it's inescapable.
Interesting.
It's been long enough that I forget most of the puzzles, and we're going to have to play through it. And I tried to make Joe play through it maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
I did actually start over this past summer.
Yeah, I
did.
On your own?
Yeah, I did. I bought it and I started playing it on Steam, but I think I played it for 5 hours and I got almost nowhere. Doesn't that sound like La Mulana?
That is exactly La Mulana. Yeah,
there was a part I was stuck on for maybe 2 hours, and I finally had to just look up where to go, and it was...
No, that's the thing. This game teaches you that it's okay to look up things, because you will never learn otherwise. You will never ever beat the game if you refuse to look things up.
Yeah.
But it is one of the most incredible games.
So that was a psychedelic fight. Huh?
I can't believe you played La Mulana. And yeah, that fight was kind of bullshit. Here's the part that I told you about, Joe. That it's just 30 rooms of nothing.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah. But we don't actually want to go this way, because this is the final boss. There's nothing in between this room and the final boss. But we're not quite ready for that, because we've got a couple other unexplored areas, right?
Yeah, we should probably prep, right?
Yeah, I don't think we're quite ready for it. So, I mean, we have a teleporter right here. We're somewhere we might want to go. We might...
In the bottom right?
Yeah, that's a place. But also, I don't know how to get there.
There's a red door on the right here.
There is a red door there, yeah. There's a bunch of places.
There's a door here on the bottom.
There is a door
slightly to the left.
Yeah. The question is, how do we, how do you get there? Okay, let's go
Or you could go straight, or you could just go straight to the left. There's a blue door over there.
Where are we?
You could just go straight to the left.
Oh, we can't though. It's blocked off. Right here.
Oh, that's to go around the loop, right?
Yeah. But if we go, for example, right here, there's a place right up top here we haven't been to. And I'm sure these are just HP ups, M pups, H pups, if you will.
Yeah, we might need them though.
Yeah. I actually don't know if we're going to be able to finish this game tonight, but we're going to get very close. I mean, this is the end,
Yeah, I think, well, now that we're past the gauntlet, that was the part I was the most worried about.
Same.
Was getting past that gauntlet. Yeah. So now that we're past the gauntlet, I'm pretty confident that we're going to be able to clear this game the next time we record. So I think we'll be able to get this series out in a timely manner. That's what we try to do with our LPs. We try to get them out in a timely manner so that you guys don't lose interest in them as we play through them. If we put out one LP episode every week, I think, well, we've tried it before, and yeah, people lose interest in them.
Are you ready to get
over time
your balls kicked in?
Okay.
Spirit Magic Firestorm. You're gonna love it. And
it sounds like something you would have said when you were like maybe 11 years old.
What do you mean?
I just remember little Ed.
Oh, really?
Actually, maybe younger than 11. Maybe like 7.
Oh.
You say, Spirit, Enemy, Energy, Firestorm. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. That's kind of the way you used to talk when you were a little kid.
I used to talk the way that you used to talk because I did everything that you did.
That kind of is true.
Yeah. It's true that you are going to love it. It's one of the strongest attacks in the game. Costs 50 MP. You believe that? You believe we live in a world where 50 MP is a reasonable cost for something? You'll see. You'll see.
I wouldn't pay more than... I'll pay you no more than 35 MP for this ability. What do you get? Bargain? Can you bargain with them? Just pay a little less?
Nope.
Can I try and get us a deal?
Ain't no bargaining.
Put it up on eBay. Remember when eBay was like the flea market of the internet, and now it's just like shitty Amazon?
Is it?
Yeah,
You know what? You know what I like, because 3080s are really hard to find now. Oh yeah, I like that all the 3080 auctions have 1-star reviews.
Oh yeah, because
Because-
people don't like 3080s.
No,
because
the sellers are very clearly scalping everyone.
Yeah.
And they don't like the fact that scalpers are scalping.
Yeah.
So they give the reviewers 1 star, which is totally deserved in my opinion, because scalping is in a world where your value and self-worth are measured by the amount of asshole things you do, or asshat or dick things you do. That's the number one dick thing to do, is to scalp.
Somebody's gonna do it.
But it's the free market, lol. You should have gotten there earlier if you really wanted. No, it's a dick move. Don't even pretend. Don't even pretend that it's not a dick move. You know it is. Nobody's out there being like, oh yeah, I think scalping is a good thing, and it's good for the economy, and it serves a purpose. No, it's just a dick thing to do.
What about sneaker nuts? What about the guys that stand in line to get the special secret colorways on sneakers, and then they sell them on eBay?
Is that scalping? That sounds like scalping to me.
I guess, yeah.
They buy them only to sell them at a higher price.
Yeah.
That's a dick thing to do. You're just...
Well, it's also kind of a dick thing to release only a limited number of a product.
Well, okay, but companies often can't judge that. They don't know exactly how many they should manufacture. Sometimes it's out of their control. Like, for example, the 3080 is out of their control. They can't just manufacture more. Okay, here's the other half of the big balls move, the Windstorm. So now we have both the Firestorm and the Windstorm. These two moves are going to carry us, baby.
Okay, let's see them.
Firestorm looks like this.
Oh, it's so bad. And I mean by bad, I mean like so cool.
But the Windstorm looks like this. This is my favorite move.
Oh yeah, look at that go.
And it attacks multiple times.
Oh yeah, it's got the way it looks like it combos.
Yeah, you're gonna like the way you look, but it costs a lot, so you're not gonna see it very often. But you will see it right now.
Get him! Wow, it just melts them.
Yeah, it kind of just wrecks everything, including bosses actually. So where are we? We are.
Well, anyway, speaking about scalping, it's kind of hard to get a laptop now because of just shortages in parts.
Yep.
Hard to get a computer, right? So
Yeah.
I've been thinking about actually just buying a Mac.
You're joking.
Yeah, I don't think it would raise any compatibility issues or cause any issues for us in our game development.
Okay, I thought you were joking, but now I know you're joking. Okay, all right, I'm glad. You had me going for a second, man. You had me scared for a second.
Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke. You got me. You got me, Ed.
Yeah. I didn't think it would cause any compatibility issues or anything. Yeah, that's all you had to say. You know, we released a game on Mac.
Yeah, we did. We released Infernal Racket on Mac, and it took quite a lot of effort to do.
Yeah.
We did have a Mac to test it on. Actually, we
Yeah.
did test it to make sure it worked, but every time we released a build, we had to test it on our Mac build, and there would be multiple problems that wouldn't be on the PC build, and then getting it onto Steam for Mac was a real pain in the ass.
Do you remember for the longest time we spent troubleshooting the Mac version where you would double click it to start the program, and it would give you like an error message.
I vaguely remember it was terrible.
And it would refuse to boot up no matter what you did because of the version of nw.js we were using.
Yeah, it was nw.js's fault, and Construct 2 the developers of Construct 2, Sierra, would not fix it. And NWJS was not updating it, so there was just really no way of getting any kind of help. There was just nobody to turn to.
We were screwed. We were absolutely screwed.
But we wound up getting it to work, though, in the very end, because I think NWJS got updated or something.
No, we had to roll back to an old version.
Or we just rolled back. Oh, we just rolled back. So for the Mac version, we would just roll back Construct to an old version and export it, and then it would work for Mac. I think is how we did it.
But we had to do it every single time we released a new build.
We had to do it every single time we released a new build. And then finally, for the last version, there was some kind of a problem with Steam as well, I think, trying to get the Mac version on. And then, anyway, as it turns out, I think we've sold probably 3 Mac copies of it ever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't looked in a long time, so maybe we've sold more than 3. But it was it was a fraction of a percentage, almost nothing for Steam. So all the effort we put in, almost no one played it. If you did buy Infernal Racket, if you're actually listening to this, and you're one of the few that did buy Infernal Racket, and you are on a Mac, we thank you. Or if you bought it when you're on a PC, of course we thank you anyway, but... Well, we thank you for doing it because the amount of time we put into it was just countless hours. Many. We
were a little too naive back then.
A lot of time used on that.
Yeah,
that wasn't really worth it monetarily for us, even close. Developing Infernal Racket wasn't monetarily worth it for us.
Sure, most developers are not, spending their time wisely. But had we known, we never would have spent the time to do it.
Yeah. There's a lot of hidden secrets you don't know about game development.
I think most people know that it's probably a loser's market. A buyer's market.
Yeah, it's certainly a buyer's market, and it's
idea.
Certainly not the most lucrative way to spend your time if all you're trying to do is make money. It is not a business to get in if you're just trying to make money.
Yeah, I think anybody who's just trying to make money would learn that lesson very quickly.
It's like trying to be a fantasy artist and trying to the top job. Making artwork for Magic the Gathering cards turns out that it pays garbage. I would think that you would think they would be getting paid a couple $1,000 at least per card, right? Because you see the amount of detail, the amount of effort, and also the amount of just skill, the amount of skill that the amount of time it takes to get to the skill that these guys have that are making the artwork for these cards is immense. It's like the amount of time you'd have to spend to learn to be a lawyer or an engineer, and the return for it, you would think would be thousands of dollars per piece of artwork, but it's not. It's not even close. It's several hundred if you're lucky. Even for Magic the Gathering cards. It's very surprising. It's not that surprising, but it's disheartening. But at the same time, it's just a job that a lot of people want to do. So if I could go back, would I have gone to school for it? I don't really know.
There are probably things that you learned in school that you would have had difficulty learning on your own. Am I wrong?
No, I think you're wrong, actually. Actually, I think you're wrong in this case. But I did meet a lot of friends. But speaking of which, I don't keep in touch with them anymore. So I don't know. I kind of lose touch with all my old buddies. Once, in a blue moon, I'll call one of my old buddies. But it's been years at this point. So I don't know. Hopefully they're okay after, COVID season.
Speaking of which, what's this? Apollon.
But didn't we just get, the ultimate bow of life?
Yeah. But this one's even ultimater.
Alright, equip it. What's more ultimater about? Does it shoot really thick arrows? No, same arrows.
It's, what is it, slightly faster? It's slightly faster, yeah. So I had my COVID vaccine scheduled for last Tuesday. They called me on Tuesday morning and said, by the way, we're going to have to cancel this because the Johnson & Johnson vaccine has been causing blood clots. So I'm still not vaccinated. I feel as if suddenly I am the odd man out instead of the norm, if you will.
I don't know. A lot of people aren't getting it.
I think many people are vaccinated. And it's still difficult to find a schedule, an appointment to be vaccinated.
In the U.S., a lot of people are. It's not just old people anymore. It went off old people earlier in the month of April, I think. I don't know. I haven't been keeping that close track of it, though.
I want to get to a teleporter right now, but look how far away it is. No matter where I go, the closest one is at least 10 rooms away. It's far.
Yeah, it's a bit away.
Yeah. At least
I mean, I'm somewhat okay with it. It sort of wastes the player's time, but but part of a Metroidvania is retraversing areas in the game. So if it takes you, I would measure it more in time than the amount of rooms that it takes.
That's fair.
So if it takes 2 minutes for you to get back to where you're going, that's not too bad. If it takes 5 minutes, that might be pushing it in 2021. In the current year, when people's attention spans aren't that long, you might want to switch to health.
He's touching my butt.
Use Windstorm.
He's touching my butt. He's touching my butt. He's touching my butt. There we go.
And maybe heal. You might want to use a healing potion too.
I got this.
All right. Well, just be careful. That's a mana core that you're dealing with right now.
It's cool. I got this.
So I did have another hallucination. My third hallucination. Should I briefly review my first two hallucinations?
Bro.
My first hallucination, I woke up in the middle of the night.
Are you okay?
And I saw, this was years ago. This was like 2-3 years ago probably. I lived in my old place and I opened my eyes. I saw a hallucination of, like, if you took a mouse and just scribbled a black line in MS Paint really fast, you took that, you made that the first image of the animation. You did it again, right? You scribbled just like just a scribbled line in a circle sort of pencil, right? In MS Paint, you made that the second frame, and then you did it again for a third frame, right? And you have 3 frames of just kind of a jiggly line, like a messy, jiggly line, you know, a mess of lines that are jiggling around. That's what I saw, and I saw it for about 5 seconds in my vision, clear as day, like it was really there. So I saw that, and then I thought that was really weird, and I went back to sleep. And then again, it happened after I woke up, right? I saw it this time. It was very vivid. It was like you would see in a sci-fi movie. You would see a guy, sort of a screen, like a somewhat with a somewhat clear screen, right? Somewhat transparent screen, right? Like an iPad, a flat screen, but you could see a little bit behind it, like an 80% opacity. Mm-hmm. And anyway, it was a screen, and there was a guy on the screen. Like he was looking in on me sleeping. And he looked sort of like the Collector from the Avengers movies, but not really. He kind of just looked like a weird guy. Well, if you look up the Collector from the Avengers movies, it was basically like kind of like this kind of guy, just a weird guy. And I think he might have been talking and saying something, but I can't remember what he said. But he was kind of just looking in, and it was a little bit hazy with like some, static around it. And so he was just kind of looking in on me, and this was a hallucination that I saw, and it lasted for maybe 10 seconds.
Are these lucid dreams or hallucinations?
It could be a dream of some kind.
I don't know, because
I'm waking up. But the latest hallucination was I hit my head lightly.
Dude.
Right? I hit my head pretty lightly, like on a cabinet or something. I don't even remember exactly. It was in the kitchen. I hit my head very lightly.
Are you dead?
And I got up and I was looking around and I saw all these flashing lights flying around like lightning bugs.
Oh, that happens.
Yeah, does it? Does that happen?
Common.
Okay.
That happens to everyone all the time.
Well, maybe that's like seeing stars.
Yeah, that's what seeing stars is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe that wasn't a hallucination.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't like seeing a guy.
No, you didn't see like a figure that talked to you.
So
and
that's
had a
probably
message.
not a hallucination.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just say I've only had 2 hallucinations in my life.
You've never seen stars before.
Maybe I just don't remember.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've definitely been hit on the head pretty hard, but I don't remember ever seeing stars. No.
I found that it's less related to being hit than it is to depriving oxygen to your brain for like a small amount of time. I don't think it's being hit, like any sort of impact that actually affects it. Yeah, you do see that. Yeah, that's common.
All right, well then I guess that was just a review of my hallucination story, followed by a seeing stars.
I'm glad because you had me very worried. Because I don't know. Because what if you weren't here? I wouldn't be able to do this show anymore.
Well, as we both recently made a pact with each other, if one of us dies, the other will post all of the long lost episodes that we have.
That's right. We did make that pact.
That is part of the deal. We do have a bunch of old. It's going to be even harder for me because I don't even know where to look.
Yeah,
Ed's got it all.
You'll find
stored.
It. Like I think about this sometimes, right? If I die, like in the event that I die a horrible sudden death, you would know where to go in my computer to find the things that are needed, right?
Hopefully.
I mean, there's only so many places, right? There's the desktop, there's the downloads folder.
Yeah, I wouldn't want the long lost episodes of Ed to be lost in the sands of time. I would probably release it's a lot of just games we never played. Episodes, old Super Nintendo games and shit. I think there's some GBA games in there. There might even be like 2 GBA games episodes worth of GBA games in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of stuff that we recorded and they kind of just passed through time.
There it is.
We posted other stuff and we just didn't really think about it. It's just there, but we never posted them.
Vampire.
But yeah, they would come out if one of us died, right?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
And I think they'll eventually come out regardless.
I kind of want to watch Chavez again. We had this. Is this okay to talk about?
It's a secret episode. There's a secret episode of Game Soup that we promised that we would release when we got 50,000 subscribers. And this was back when we were regularly increasing in subscribers on a pretty fast clip. And it was looking like it was going to happen within a year or two, that we were going to hit 50,000 subscribers at the rate we were going. But now we're actually down in subscribers over the last 2 years. So it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
So, should we wait until 50,000 subscribers to release Chavez, or should we...
I don't think it's as funny as we think it is.
Yeah, it's probably not. And
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's clamoring for it. So you know what? It's going to happen. It will be released on the channel someday. If we hit 50,000, it'll be released. Let's just say that.
All right.
If somehow the channel we break the algorithm on YouTube once again, and we're able to get the channel to 50,000, okay, we'll do it. But otherwise, you're just going to have to wait for years and years before Chavez comes out.
This world is comfortable. I want to stay here forever. You do too, right? That's why you discarded the place you truly belong and died to this world. Hey, Deed! Have you escaped? I started watching this show called BNA on Netflix. It's by Trigger Studio.
What's that?
The guys that made Kill la Kill and...
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, what's the more popular show they've made?
Gurren Lagann.
Yeah. How did you know? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's them. If you felt so even once, you would no longer be there. Return to where you belong. Yeah, their newest show is one called BNA, for Beast Deoxyribonucleic acid. And the animation is top notch, as always. And it's actually, I don't know how they met. They're like the Pixar of anime. Everything they've done that I've ever seen has been fantastic, including their first one, which was Kill la Kill. Somehow, I can't believe that was the first thing.
I thought Gurren Lagann was first.
No,
Before Kill la Kill.
no. Let's look it up.
All right.
No. I'm pretty sure Trigger. See, look, Studio Trigger. Their very first work was. Crap. Yeah, Kill la Kill in 2013. Gurren Lagann was.
No, Gurren Lagann was before that.
What? Wait, did they not do Gurren Lagann?
Oh, it might not be the same studio, but I think the designer maybe was Hiroyuki Imaishi, so maybe it was the same.
Why is it not showing up though?
Yeah, maybe it's not the same studio.
It was though. I'm sure it was.
Gainax.
Oh, Gainax. I think we're thinking.
Hiroyuki Imaishi was the designer.
Oh.
Or like one of the lead guys on it. So that might be the same thing. He was on Kill la Kill as well. Pretty sure.
No. Okay, maybe I thought I was just confusing them, but maybe not.
All right, let's finish this game.
In December 2020, it was reported that Tomohiro Maki has been sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for committing indecent acts. I just
who was?
I don't know. Some guy. You try to avert your eyes from reality and fear. Somebody associated with this studio. I was getting Gainax and Trigger confused.
Yeah.
As the same.
Well, I mean, there's different guys. Sometimes they change studios and stuff too, you know? So it could be like the same guy who works on it, but it's a different studio.
Does this battle ever end? This question pays you. Where is yours? And about no wonder just remember about the new world. If adventure is what you seek. So we're going through this very story-heavy section here. There's nothing to do. There's nowhere to go. There's nobody to fight even. How many rooms have we passed through with no enemies?
Yeah, it's kind of a loop-de-loop. But they also, it stops and gives you a little story. This is not as bad as you made it sound.
Really?
I gotta say, yeah.
I don't think this is in any way acceptable. I mean, this game does not have a story to begin with, pretty much. Wait, something's wrong. So, I mean, to sort of hang it up here. My memory, it's what? If you want to live with the one you love, you must prepare yourself immediately. You must prepare yourself immediately. You must
Prepare yourself. Prepare myself. That's what she said several times.
I must prepare myself. I mean, I don't think the story in this game is particularly compelling or thrilling. So, I mean, to read this is mostly like empty space, you know?
It kind of is.
It could just be me. Or the both of us. Here we are. We're finally at the final boss. And the question is... Yeah, are we going to defeat this boss? The answer is no, because I have not defeated this boss in my life.
Deed. You've come. The world belongs to you and me. Now we can be together forever.
Mm. Parn, my knight. I remember clearly now. You lost your life years ago. The real you is dead.
What are you talking about? This is our world.
You have reached the end of your life in the most befitting way you could. I remember everything. ... If that's so, then who are you? If going against the providence of nature, out of my desire to be with you, if my consciousness created you, then what I have begun, I will finish myself. Is that a story that makes any sense?
No.
In your brain? That's why I say this is like kind of BS. It just goes nowhere. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could just know what I'm saying. Just know what I'm saying. That's
you
all.
gotta switch.
Yeah.
Okay, so it turns into like all the main characters from the anime. I'm thinking these are all the main characters from the anime.
By the way, I watched Berserk recently.
Why? Do you want to be really depressed?
Because I'd never seen it.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Is it the old one from like the 90s?
No, there are films which are retellings of the original.
Okay.
Of not the first
I figure those are probably better, but...
It's the most popular arc, the Golden Egg arc, where Griffith has the egg and he becomes a god. That arc.
He becomes like the big demon guy or something?
Yeah, he becomes one of like on a team of demons, demon team.
I can't take it, man.
Oh, really?
I can't take those shows.
Wait, what just happened?
I think the volume turned off.
Crap. Yeah. So these speakers are from 2005.
It's a while.
Look on like your window, like your computer, where the counter. My controller just disconnected too. My controller's disconnected.
All right. You know what we're gonna have to do?
Yep. Oh, okay.
All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're still recording, but here's what we're gonna do.
Yep.
We are gonna have to we're just gonna have to finish.
Killed.
We're gonna have to finish recording this next time.
What a shit show, Joe. All right.
Because I mean, how long do you think this is gonna take to beat this?
More than 11 minutes.
Unless we clear this. And then there's going to be an ending, and then we're going to want to talk about it at the end.
So we'll finish it next time.
So I think we're just going to finish it next time, yeah.
We're very close, though.
We're close. And then it'll give you time. I mean, you can practice the last boss if you want to.
I will.
You could even, like, go back and get some items.
I will, because I have a 6-hour drive ahead of me, followed by a 6-hour return drive. So I've got plenty of time to fight the final boss.
It's been, I don't know, a week and a half since we last recorded. We're finally back. We're going to complete the game tonight. We have a new microphone, which is actually the same as the old microphone. And, well, the new microphone...
Let's real quick go through this.
All right, here's what we're going to do.
Oh, the cutscene.
Okay, just go through cutscene.
Gather your thoughts, sir. You've come. This world belongs to you and me. Now we can be together. Forever. Parn, my knight, I remember clearly now. You lost your life years ago. The real you is dead. What are you talking about? This is our world. You've reached the end of your life in the most befitting way you could. I remember everything. You choked on a piece of chicken. If that's so, then who are you? Going against the providence of nature, out of my desire to be with you, if my consciousness created you, then what I have begun, I will finish myself. Okay, keep going, sir. You were talking about...
Okay, yeah, so we got a brand new microphone. We got the HyperX microphone.
Yeah.
And what we had some problems with the recording. We were getting something that I might call reverb. I'm not really sure.
It was mud.
Every time at the end of an exclamatory phrase, or at the end of any kind of a sentence that wasn't whispered, essentially, it would go home, and make a little reverb sound. I'm not sure if that's how you would call it, but
I think it was like mud, and I think it was just echoes.
And it turns out it's probably just the speakers, because we actually went out to Best Buy, which is luckily 2 minutes from Ed's house. We went to the Best Buy and we picked up a brand new Blue Yeti microphone, which is what we used to use. But Ed's old one broke after 9 years. It's most likely the connection.
It absolutely was. Yeah, the micro USB port on those things does not last.
No. So we're using the same old. So this should sound. Hopefully, it should sound exactly the same as every other recording we've done on this channel, because we've used the same microphone for every recording on this channel so far. We were gonna switch to a new microphone, but we had this error. We thought it was the microphone. We had this problem, and it turns out it was probably the speakers, because we came back and the Blue Yeti microphone was making the same fucking error that the HyperX. Yeah, it was making the same sounds. I wouldn't say error, but it had the same crappy recording sound to it.
Oh no.
So finally, we're recording. I've been here. Yeah, we've been trying to record for about 2 hours now. We're gonna finish this fucking game.
We better.
And that's also the reason why we haven't. We've tried to get out whenever we do LPs. We try to get the LPs out within a couple of days of each other. The LP episodes.
Oh, what's he doing? Oh, he's healing. He's healing.
Because we want you guys to be able to follow. We want you guys to be able to follow along. And if we put out an LP episode, we used to do it where we put out an LP episode just whenever.
Oops.
We would sometimes have them spaced apart, 2 weeks apart, and that's just too long. That's too long to wait. And
it's pretty long.
And you guys would a lot of you would stop watching at that point, and I don't blame you.
Contact damage.
For doing that. So we try to get the LPs done as quickly as we can. We had the first 3 episodes of DEEDLIT recorded, and we had half of the 4th episode recorded, and we figured we were gonna quickly be able to knock this out. But unfortunately, Ed's microphone wasn't working. So he did some research.
A lot of research.
He did a lot of research.
Yeah.
He ordered a new microphone.
Oh, he's healing again. Oh, you son of a bastard.
And yeah, we were gonna finally start recording because he got the new microphone and everything was ready to go. But yeah, then we had a problem. So, the problems I just described, the hum sounds.
Yeah, this whole thing was a disaster. My whole life was a disaster, kind of.
And now we're back.
Okay, this is not looking good. I better heal up with one of our many healing potions.
Yeah, we got 4 of them, so you might as well use 1 or 2 of them.
You know, this is actually not as hard as I thought it was going to be. I remember thinking this was going to be... Oh, okay. You know what? Actually, that's the problem.
You gotta use a healing potion.
Yeah, I can't. I'm stun locked.
Oh.
So that attack stun locks you.
Oh.
And if you get caught in it, you can't do anything for a very, very, very long time, as it turns out. Oh, this is bad. This is actually bad news.
He summoned boys.
Yeah, I didn't see boys before.
By boys, I mean ads.
Oh, he's healing again. Oh, how am I supposed to get through there?
Hell? Yeah, you gotta swap back and forth.
Let's see here. We want to use not him, not that. We probably want to use Windstorm.
Yeah, use Windstorm. That'll get him.
He just
keeps
did
a lot of damage.
Did it?
Oh, he just sent Gimli after you.
Oh, you sure did. Uh-oh. Oh, he takes a lot of damage from that, though. He's really weak to getting killed. Okay, this is bad. This is bad.
You gotta use another healing potion.
This is bad. This is bad. I can't.
You're gonna get stun locked.
Do I even have another healing potion?
I think you used them all.
I sure did.
Oh, we don't have any more healing. Oh yeah, just kill him. Just kill him. Look at his HP.
I can't see. I can't look at. Oh, we're actually dead.
He's almost dead.
We've
He's
been
almost
stun
dead.
locked.
Kill him. Just keep slashing.
Oh, did we do it? What if the game is over?
Was that the last boss?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, he doesn't have a second form.
I don't know.
You gotta figure he has a second form.
What if he does?
You gotta figure he has a second form.
I don't know. I don't think so because that boss. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, look at this.
Shit.
Look at this rumbling. Oh yeah, like that's not the second. Oh wow, look at him. It's a statue of Parn. Don't you recognize him?
Why do you deny me? You wanted me. I welcomed you happily. You've overcome your test, and now your wish shall be fulfilled. And yet, why? Oh, it's a giant eyeball. Of course it is. Hey, it's the eyeball from the title screen. Oh, look at his HP.
That's a lot of HP. Yeah, we're in.
This
no. Doesn't happen. This is not happening. Oh, well, there is one spot you can dodge. The direct center. Okay, you gotta flip. You gotta flip.
I don't know which one I'm on.
Okay, flip back to red. You're red now. You flipped. Okay, flip.
I thought I was on the.
Stay. Flip. I'll just tell you when to flip.
Yeah.
Flip.
Okay, you can't
flip.
I can't do anything. This is actually insane. I need some heals, sir. Okay. I'm dead. Wait, I'm not dead.
You're not dead. Oh, just heal. Just run. Just get the fuck out of here.
Let me heal, baby. Let me heal. Okay, let's heal a little bit. Let's heal a lot. We're gonna heal a lot. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. That's something you probably don't want to be near. Oh, it's just this.
hand.
It's just that. No,
I
okay,
thought I
you're
was.
blue. You're blue. You're blue. You're blue. You're blue.
I can't.
How do you dodge this shit?
I
Look
wasn't
at
blue.
that shit.
I was red because I switched midway
Look
through.
at that shit.
We got a comment from. Is that his name on the channel?
C3PU.
Is
Yeah,
it
C3PU.
the
Yeah.
same name.
Yep.
And he had some very valid points. He said, "You guys are retardos." He didn't say that. But
He said that we should be able to tell between the flipping of the two colors. That there are many indicators. But
his argument was very strong.
he did have a good argument. Yeah, we saw it on Discord. I just
Yeah.
pulled it up on Discord and we were checking it out. Thanks, C3PU, for the kind thoughts.
And his argument was, like, let me list the ways that your color is indicated on screen, right? There are many, 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 many ways. It's gonna do this.
Our argument though is that it needs to be immediately recognizable what color you are. Like in Ikaruga, you are either black or white. The most stark contrast you can come up with.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
The player needs to be either black or white in that. I think, the cape being blue to green is almost enough in this. I think it should just be blue and red. I think they were trying to preserve the characters' colors, which are supposed to be green.
No.
I think that's the reason why they chose for Salamander to be green.
You think?
But I think Salamander should be red because it matches with the red.
What are those?
Because you need to be able to notice at a frame's notice what color your character is.
Yeah.
So there's the circle orb at the top obviously tells you what color you are, but by the time you flick your eye up to look at the circle orb at the top and then flick your eye down to what you're trying to dodge, it's too late.
Yeah.
It's too late to dodge anything at that point. And you can look at if Sylph or Salamander is behind you, and same thing. You're looking around for where's Sylph because they're kind of floating around, right? So it's kind of the same thing. It might even be harder to tell because look at where Sylph is right now. And then the best indicator is going to be the blue and green cape, and that's what I've been using. And that is something that when we were commenting about how it was difficult to tell which side you were on, I actually did not notice that the cape was turning from green to blue, which is that is definitely GameSoup being blind.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take we'll take our knocks where we deserve them, and we sometimes frequently don't notice our surroundings in games. So I'd say that we're pretty good playtesters because we tend to be blind to a lot of things that the developers probably wanted us to notice.
But it is
and you should cater to. You can't cater to the absolute lowest common denominator because there's always going to be somebody who doesn't understand or somebody who's never played video games before that doesn't understand what's going on with your game, and you're not going to be able to get everybody to understand. But you should idiot-proof it as much as you can without ruining the gameplay experience and making it way too easy and hand-holding and blatantly obvious. But this is just a display. All you would have to do is change. I think all you would have to do, at a minimum, would be to change Deedlit's cape from being green to being red when you swap to Salamander.
Yeah,
I think that would be enough.
Yeah.
I would do more. I would probably put an outline, like a glowing outline of 1 pixel around her.
Well, there actually is. There's these little those pixels that follow you. Those you see those, right? But they're a little hard to see in the midst of all the action, So that does sort of exist.
Well, you can't see it right now.
No, I have no idea. What? Why did I get hit there?
Yeah, it's not enough. Like when you first switch, you see it.
Yeah.
But you gotta flip. And flip.
Okay, I'm kind of getting the hang of this.
And
I think.
flip.
Yeah, so it's basically it's one movement,
And
right?
flip.
You flip and you jump.
Yeah, and flip.
Yeah, because you just have to avoid
And
the
flip.
eyes. That actually kind of makes a lot of sense.
Okay, good job.
But my all-star... Oh, it actually works just fine here. The magic in this game is... Oh, come on, boys to men.
You're doing good.
Oh, wait.
He's half dead.
What
He's half
happened?
dead.
Why? What's happening now? Oh, it's bats. It's bats time.
All right. You're blue right now, so you're good. You're good on the blue area.
Why can't... What?
Yeah, how do you fucking dodge this shit? Yeah, that's...
Dodge me.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. You probably want to be red so you can heal. So I would say do a flip so you can heal and just dodge. Try to dodge.
Good
as
luck.
much as you can.
Good luck.
Well, okay. Why do you dodge that one?
Wait, can you maybe kill the cannons? If you can kill the cannons, that would be it, wouldn't it? Uh-oh.
No, you gotta get in the middle.
We're dead. Oh, look how close that was.
Yeah, he was almost dead. Did you have any more healing left?
I think I did.
Oh, that's really stupid. Shit. You just go buy healing somewhere.
I was going to say, we only have 4 healing potions. I think we can probably buy 10, right?
Yeah, you can probably get a max of... Well, it looks like 10, yeah. Maybe 10? Maybe 9? You might be able to hold 9. I don't know. I don't know what the max is.
Let's try it again. I think we can do this, actually. The patterns are much less difficult than I remembered, because
All right. All right, he just Ryukened you.
Yeah, yeah. Because I did attempt this boss once before we started this LP, and he wrecked my balls in, so to speak. Come on. Nope.
All right, if you're self right now. You're blue right now. Just so you know, you're blue.
Yeah. This is a pretty predictable pattern, I think. Okay. It did not.
Just knocked you into the red. All right, switch to red. There you go. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. He's almost dead.
Okay.
Switch to red. Switch to red.
What was that? Okay. This is bad.
Yeah, this is kind of bad.
I can't get through there.
Yeah, you can, but it's kind of hard.
Like, you have to be so precise.
Yeah, but luckily he just teleports into a much more foolish area. He just summons some guys, though. Some boys, as we call them, ads.
Ads, yeah, we do call them. Come on.
All right, he's dead.
Okay, good.
That was really well performed.
Yeah, thanks, yeah. I do appreciate it. So I was only like 25% listening to all the things that you were saying. But we had this horrible disaster, this debacle, the microphone debacle.
Yeah.
Which I guess you've already explained in
I'd call it debacle.
Grotesque detail, right?
Yeah, I think I gave him the lowdown, the short version of it.
I was feeling pretty down.
So yeah, we might have a new microphone on the next episode, because we're sitting with 2 different microphones in front of us. We've got the good old Yeti, the good old blue Yeti, which is what we're recording on right now. We've also got the HyperX as well.
And I chose that because I hated the port on the Yeti. It sucks.
the port on the Yeti is really dumb the way that it's designed. It's on the bottom of the microphone, so gravity is pulling it down, and also it's kind of loose. The port is not tight enough, and over 9 years of using the thing, and you plug it and unplug it, and there's actually been at least one time, probably I think 2 times, where we've recorded an entire episode, or so we thought we recorded an entire episode, but the plug had fallen out. The USB had just fallen out of the bottom of the microphone because of
what the hell is this?
It should be on the side. Like most microphones are going to be on the side because they're not working. Yeah, gravity is not working to pull the cord out of the bottom of the microphone. It's kind of silly the way it's designed. So yeah, I agree with that on that one.
No, why do you get stun locked in this game?
So Ed, do you want to hear the stories about what your cat did while he stayed at my house?
Oh yeah, I really
Ed went on vacation for 5 days, and he brought his cat over to Joe's house. Now these stories aren't that interesting. Ed's gonna find them interesting probably, and you might find them interesting.
My cat, of course I will.
So when he came in, he pretty much immediately started scratching the furniture.
No!
He scratched our dining room chairs, and so we were discussing it. It was like, because one of the options was to just bring him back to Ed's house. He lives 5 minutes from me, so I could just come over and feed him, and the cat would just be alone at Ed's house, and I could just take care of him at Ed's house.
By the way, this cat, he has a problem being alone, because right now, as we're speaking right now, he's directly below us, just behind Joe's chair. He needs to be within like 3 feet of a person.
Yeah, he loves people.
But he's also a dick, because he scratches your furniture. I'm so sorry about that, because you just got a brand new chair and table and like a bunch of brand new furniture.
Well, maybe it was a bad time to bring that up, because we're at the end of DEEDLIT. Maybe we'll cover that in a later episode. Deed, going already?
Yes, this is where we part ways. But you will live on forever in my memory.
I see. So you've prepared yourself?
It's actually sort of funny. When you faced death, what you feared, what you felt, I had almost forgotten. But wanting to traverse Lodos together with you once more and everything else about you. How, if only I could forget it all, it would be easier. I've just been running away from the truth. ... Parn, I love you. But I have to go. My planet needs me. What if the game has a second half where you play as Parn?
I'd be very surprised. I doubt that. I sincerely doubt that.
Wait, is there a third phase? No. That's not a thing, right? That's not a thing.
Yeah, it wouldn't. There's no more. There could not be another phase. Yeah. That would be really outside of game logic for there to be more gameplay after this. Besides maybe a walk around ending. sequence.
It's morning?
But this is not being controlled by us, just so you know.
What happened? Was it all a dream? No, the touch of death. The touch of death! I felt in battle. That was too alive and real to have been a dream. Oh, we are actually controlling. But of course, it must all be scripted at this point.
Yeah,
hey, look at the save point. Miss Deed! Wait, was the whole thing a dream?
Probably.
It's been so long. How are you? You seem busy. Leaf, I'm doing well. That's good to hear. You've been shut away for so long. The elven elders were saying that at this rate, you'd be taken away by the spirit of loneliness. The spirit of loneliness? I didn't really get details, but apparently it's a really rare, higher-level spirit. Anyway, I'm just happy you're doing well. Hey, Leaf. Yes? I saw Parn. And then I fought Carla. Oh, and I fought Shooting Star as well. I even saw Beld. I spoke with King Cashew, too. Also, Miss Deed, everyone knows that stuff. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. How do they know?
I don't know.
Sorry. Yeah, I just got a bit mixed up. Well, humans are forgetful creatures, but don't worry. The tale of Parn, Knight of Lotos, and the Lady DEEDLIT, nobody has forgotten that. Oh yeah, about your adventure. Why not turn it into a song? Then people could sing about it and keep the tale alive forever. A song? That's a good idea. I think I just might. Alright then. It's settled. I'll bring some parchment and ink right away. Everyone knows that stuff, huh? Well, it couldn't have been a dream then, right? If everybody else knows it, then it wasn't a dream. It happened. Right?
I think so.
We have the zebra again.
Yeah, why is that equipped?
It's the default weapon in the game but it's labeled as the rapier.
As the rapier. I think that wasn't the rapier though.
Oh, now it is.
Wait.
I paused and unpaused.
Okay, so there was some kind of that's a bug.
Yeah.
That's a bug because we had the zebra equipped. I can't believe you remembered the name of that weapon. I didn't remember the name of it. Yeah, I think you're right. That's what it was called.
That's so weird.
We had that weapon. So we actually didn't even have that in inventory. So that seems like that's some kind of a bug.
And it's been. I guess they're just not going to fix that. The game's been out for like 2 months, right?
Yeah. Why would they fix it? Why is that 3D? Why is that house 3-dimensional? Look at that. Look at that house. You can see the side of it. Why is that house 3-dimensional? They didn't use this effect anywhere else in the game, did they? I don't know. Maybe I'm forgetting.
I don't think so.
It's been a week and a half since we played the game, but I don't think so. No.
Everything else was 2D.
Yeah, this is all 2D. That's odd. That's odd that there's one 3-dimensional building.
So it was just me who didn't want to know. The end of the tale of Parn, Knight of Lotos. Parn, I'm going to sing your song. Goodbye, and thank you, my Parn. My Parn?
I mean, sorry if we don't have a whole lot of connection to these characters. If you love Record of Lodoss War, great for you. I hope that you enjoyed the story here.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw that your way.
Sure.
There's beef jerky. DEEDLIT eventually closed her eyes. As she felt the wind on her skin, she realized that this tale was not a dream at all. People do not live in the past. Knowing this, she can walk forward. The tale shall continue to be spun... ... The end. So was it a dream or was it not a dream? Does anybody know?
I'm going to say it was not a dream because it would be really stupid if it was.
Yeah.
I just want to believe the better thing.
Now, I want to give this game a review. Is that my telephone?
Yeah, let's review it. Go ahead and review it.
A couple things I want to say. First and most importantly, if you had like a list of genres in like some sort of encyclopedia, you have a genre description for a platformer. This is a 2D adventure where a character jumps to the right and maybe can slide and shoot projectiles. That would be your platformer. For Metroidvanias, if you were to look up the generic listing for Metroidvania, you would see this game and nothing else. This game is, by far, I don't mean this in a derogatory way, I mean it in a completely generic way, is the single most Metroidvania, generic Metroidvania, that exists. There's nothing unique about this game. It is so absolutely tried and true to the Metroidvania gameplay loop and play style and genre. It does almost nothing new.
I think it is world structure, you're correct.
It provides nothing interesting. Well, I shouldn't say almost. I should say almost nothing. To me, yeah, there's nothing remarkable about this game.
I think the flipping modes though. I think flipping from Salamander to Sylph, I think that adds a lot to it. I like that. I like that element of the game.
It was okay.
And I think that could be in any platformer, obviously. That doesn't necessarily make it a better Metroidvania or a worse Metroidvania, but I think that it adds a unique element to the game, and it's satisfying.
I just don't think that's enough.
To swap between the two colors. Yeah. And, yeah, I still wish that, the cape was red or that there was just an easier way to tell between the two colors, but I think overall, I love Ikaruga, and I think I kind of felt the muscle memory of Ikaruga coming back while I was playing the game. So that's one thing that I would say that sets it apart from other Metroidvanias. But as far as I agree with you that the way that the exploration works and the way that the keys work, the keys being actual keys like the switches in this game, and abilities work as generically as a Metroidvania could possibly be.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, there's nothing fundamentally wrong with this game, but there is also nothing incredible about it, nothing unique, or like there's no takeaway, there's no take-home message. It's that this is a Metroidvania, which is weird because their last game, Touhou Lunar Nights, had that, right? That whole time stop mechanic they used in interesting ways.
Yeah, that had I'd say that game was overall more interesting. Would I say better? I would say probably better too, actually.
Probably.
I would say overall, it's subjective to some extent because, both games are beautiful. Both games have a lot of merit. And both games, I would say, are in the good category.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely in the good category of game.
Is it possible to make a bad Metroidvania?
Yes.
Because we've both played a lot. I was just thinking, this makes me want to play Space Station Alpha because I remembered enjoying that a lot, especially compared to this. I don't know if I've played a worse Metroidvania. Not to say that this is bad, but it's merely passable.
I've played a worse Metroidvania.
Okay.
It's called Zeo Drifter, which I'm pretty sure I've talked about on the channel before at length, but maybe you guys haven't heard me talk about it. But Zeo Drifter, you can look it up, but it's a very, very generic Metroidvania.
More than this?
Yes. Oh, it's more generic than this. Yes.
How did it get more generic than this?
And the graphics are. The graphics are fine, but this game is obviously beautiful, right? So comparing Zeo Drifter to this is not really fair. Exactly. Comparing most things to this is not fair because this is. But this is a great looking game.
Mechanically, to make this game more generic, all you would do is remove the color system, right? The orange and blue color system, and then it would be it could not be more generic than that.
Zeo Drifter, the only thing that it did that was somewhat unique was that you could push into the background and into the foreground. You could shift between background and foreground elements at times, but it was really not even used to its maximum extent, and it just wasn't nearly enough to make it stand out. And like the character design, the enemy design, the level design, everything was extremely generic. It was.
That's what I would say about this game.
Yeah,
I would say the level and enemy design were both incredibly generic.
It was. Zeo Drifter took more influence from Metroid, and this took more influence from Vania, aka Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
We should play that.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Yeah, we should probably just fucking play that.
I'll never do it on my own.
That's on the list.
We can do that now.
We should probably do that. We got to cover Battle Axe though.
Oh yeah.
We got other games to cover. Right. So we're not going to do it tonight. But we should do it. We should fucking finally cover Symphony of the Night. We're about to. Yeah. We covered Portrait of Ruin on the channel a long time ago.
We should also do Dawn of Sorrow because that is the best it's probably the best Metroidvania I've ever played.
Dawn of Sorrow
and continues to be the best Metroidvania.
Objectively, I would say Dawn of Sorrow probably the best of the Castlevania Metroidvania games. Yeah. But my favorite's still Portrait. I would say Portrait is still my favorite by a little bit. But Symphony is really close to Portrait. Like some days I would say Symphony is my favorite. Some days I would say Portrait's my favorite. But probably more days I would say Portrait, just by a little bit, by a tiny bit, like 1%. Yeah, Symphony's just beautiful. They did a great job on it immediately. And there's very few games that have the charm that Symphony of the Night has.
He died. Who was he? Who's that guy?
I don't know. Was it Parn?
I don't think so. Parn's dead. He's been dead. Yeah. Who was that dude? Why did he fall over?
We weren't really paying attention.
Well, there was nothing happening. All he said was, where is she? Where is she? And then he collapsed like a dork. I think we did a grave disservice to people who enjoy Record of Lodoss War.
Yeah, really don't.
I wish we had started the LP with that.
As far as the story goes, really, if you love it, that's great. Don't let us discolor your opinion of it.
That was weird. It just the window just resized itself.
Huh. So before we go, do you any final words on the game?
Yeah, actually, Well, quite a lot. I can talk about
Yeah. Well, let's keep going then.
I'm angry. This is the kind of game that you do an analysis video over. Because it has just as many flaws as it does strengths. No, I've already said what I wanted to say about the quality of the gameplay. The level design is about as basic as it gets. I mean, I don't mean these in particularly bad ways.
It's a template. It will be a good template to build off of.
Yeah. It's just they did plenty, but they could have done plenty more, or maybe just in different ways. I don't know. But playing this game got me excited as we're developing our Metroidvania. Because
every time I play a different Metroidvania, I get an idea from it, or I get a few ideas from it, and I get excited about developing Metroidvania.
It makes me more excited because it makes me realize that I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I think so.
And this reminds me to not necessarily to shoot for the what's that silly phrase? Don't shoot for the stars. Or shoot for the moon, you'll end up in the stars, something like that. Like, sometimes scope creep, always, scope creep gets the better of me, right? And, like, it's okay to just make a game like this. This is more than enough because this game has been universally critically acclaimed, right? And it's got
I think it's well liked, and I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
It's fair that I enjoyed the game.
It's absolutely
I
fine.
think we both enjoyed the game, yeah.
And for the price point, it's absolutely
what
worth
is it, like
it.
$15 or something?
It's cheap. Yeah, it's cheap, and it was in early access. So I actually wonder how much early access affected their development. I'd be curious to know.
I don't know. It had a lot of reviews though during early access, so I'm pretty sure they sold a lot of copies, and I was one of them. I bought it in early access. Did you buy it too?
I did.
Did we both buy it?
We did both buy it.
Well,
yeah.
we both bought DEEDLIT and Wonderland. So that gives you that's a pretty good endorsement right there.
And that's okay because it proves that it proves that they're capable of making quality games as they've already done twice already.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't sure whose account we were on. I guess we're on yours though.
Yeah, we are on mine right now. Yeah. But I'm also looking forward to Battle Axe in like a weirdly sadistic kind of way.
Yeah, we're gonna be. For you it's gonna be sadistic because you're gonna get killed. But there's so much to talk about. So we're gonna be putting out our episode on Battle Axe really soon. Battle Axe is a recent really arcade style. I mean, boy is it arcade style action game. So look out for that coming out real soon after this. Probably in a couple days.
Also,
because that game's really fresh.
I interrupted you about my cat when he was at your house.
Yeah,
I'm sure there was more to tell. But
I was gonna say, let's say this is the end of the episode right here. Right here, this is where you can click off of the video. We're not talking about DEEDLIT and Wonder Labyrinth anymore. We're gonna put a cap on it. All right, and I'm just gonna finish up talking about Ed's cat because we're not gonna be able to talk about it during Battle Axe. There's way too much going on in there.
Okay.
All right. So Ed left, and Ed's cat Henry began scratching our furniture.
What an asshole!
Immediately. So we were trying to discuss what are we gonna do. We could just bring him back. That was always an option, and Ed and I had discussed it, that I could just bring Henry back to Ed's place, and that I could just come in and check on Henry every once in a while. Like once a day or whatever, at least every other day, and come in, make sure he's fed, make sure he's got water, food, and whatever, clean his cat box. And, but I didn't really want to do that. And the other option, so what I figured out what I was going to do was I was going to take 4 of our kitchen chairs and put them in the extra room upstairs, and take 2 of the kitchen chairs and put them in the garage, which is right next to our dining room. And so every morning I would just pull the chairs out and put them in the dining room, and then every night before I went to bed I would put the chairs back in the garage, the 2 chairs.
No.
And I would keep the other 4 locked up in the room upstairs, in the bedroom upstairs. So that he wouldn't scratch them. That seemed to be the only furniture that he wanted to scratch or could really do major damage to. He didn't seem to be interested in any other wooden objects in the house, and he didn't scratch anything else. So that's what we decided to do. So
was the chairs,
yeah. He just really liked scratching them. So that's what we decided to do about that. The second story is that the boys are friends again.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
Henry and Leon, Joe's cat, decided to become friends again. And every night, somewhere between the hours of 8 and 11 p.m., they would run around for an hour or two just playing and biting each other and tackling each other. And they had a grand old time. They couldn't be better friends.
That makes me happy.
Also, one
'Cause I was
night,
worried. Yeah.
or maybe one day, when they were having a fun time frolicking around, they got themselves locked in the laundry room.
How?
I heard yelling.
Oh, no.
I heard yelling coming from a room elsewhere. I thought they were just playing, but after I heard yelling for 5 to 10 minutes straight, and they wouldn't stop yelling, and it sounded pathetic, I discovered that they had locked themselves in the laundry room. They had gone into the laundry room and frolicked so hard that they closed the door behind themselves. That's the funniest story. That's actually the funniest story of things that happened. So that tells you about how eventful that it was.
That's great.
On top of that, they trashed my basement.
What?
I went down in the basement.
Yeah?
And there were objects. I don't have that much stuff in my basement because, I don't know, we don't have that much stuff down there. But, there's just like little pieces and parts and like things that we had in the basement just kind of strewn around the basement. And also several piles of puke. They had just gone down there and just puked all over the basement. I don't know if it was Ed's cat or Leon or both of them but there was just puke piles all over the basement for some reason. They decided to puke down there.
That's
which
horrible.
I'm grateful for because they didn't do it upstairs on the carpet.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Oh my god, I'm just trying to get up here and I can't get up here.
I came down and I started screaming, "They trashed my basement!" And Anne was like, "Wait, what did they do? What did they do?" Or my wife, she was upstairs yelling, "What did they do? What did they do?" Anyway,
they puked everywhere.
A couple days later, I was and I hadn't noticed. Right, it was a couple days.
Yeah.
Right? I hadn't gone down in the basement for a couple days, and I realized that and it had hardened. It was hardened puke. So I was down on my knees scrubbing the puke off of the floor, and I brought the hose in from outside and sprayed down the floor in there.
Oh my god.
So anyway, that's what happened with Ed's cat staying at Joe's house and playing with Joe's cat, whose name is Leon. The end of those stories. So that was the bonus content, the cat stories. I know they weren't fantastically interesting, but I wanted to tell them, and I wanted Ed to hear them on the show. So
I think
what we did
Henry's
at the
a
end.
jerk. Yeah, I think he's a jerk.
He's a little bit of. I mean, he's slightly a jerk. I've seen many cats that are much more jerks than he is.
But I also love him. And
But
he's really
he likes playing with other cats, and he's friendly with people. I would say he's a very
Yeah.
nice cat. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Oh no! Oh my god.
It doesn't matter. We beat the game already.
Yeah, no, but hey, look at that. That's like a magic attack.
Grab it. What's it do? Chakram. Oh, it's a weapon.
It's a weapon.
Wait, what is Chakram? I
Is
bet
it
it throws something out into
Oh.
that could be really good.
Look at that. It's one
It's
slower
a little bit weak, but
and a little weaker.
let's
but-
see what it does. Oh, it's got a good range.
No.
Oh, that would have been nice to have. That would be nice to have for the boss.
Oh, I'm gonna bust my own balls off for not getting that.
Yeah, that was. Well, now you know where it is. Check out the map. Check out where we are on the map if you're playing the game.
Yeah.
There you go. You're welcome. You can get the Chakram.
Also, I noticed in the very, very bottom right corner. Do you see where there's a save point? I can't point to it, but actually, I can point to it. It's right here.
Yeah.
It looks as if there's no way to get there. It looks as if this road has been sealed.
Yeah.
But there's clearly another room there.
Yeah.
And if I were to warp to a warp point, it would have to be here, I guess, and it would be kind of a far way. So let's just say we'll leave that to you, the viewer, to figure out what's there, right? It's going to take a long time, and let's not do that.
Yeah, we're done with the game. We're done with the game. That was just the bonus content.
Yeah,
so we thank you a ton for watching.
I also wish the game had more to do. There's nothing to do except for getting the basic weapons and beating the final boss. But we've already been over that. So yeah, no, you're right. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. I'm glad to have played this game. I really am.
Yeah, I think it was definitely worth checking out, and we love playing Metroidvanias on the channel and discussing them and analyzing them as we play through them. And we hope that you've enjoyed joining us through this process, and we'll be doing more Metroidvanias coming up on the channel, and plenty more Wild Game Appears, including Battle Axe, which we're going to be recording right after this, minutes after this.
Goodbye.
Join our Discord server. That's about it, and we like you.